sit on the couch.
Right.
He said he's gonna put us in the video.
He might have wine coolers.
That's actually what I tell him.
You promised us a video.
Right.
Okay. Take your clothes off.
How bad?
And don't worry, the dog will be involved too.
Well, it's always like.
How bad do you guys want to be famous? Because I'm the guy. Let me share this real quick.
Are we live?
Yeah, we're live. If you want to share.
Oh, hello.
Hi. Let me see.
Oh, let me edit.
I don't have it yet.
Ooh, I'm here.
Why I'm not. It didn't show up on mine.
I just posted it.
Boom, boom.
I like
Have
this
you-
candle.
Have you seen Megan the Stallion's video?
Which one?
No, I don't know.
Crybaby.
No.
Oh
No,
my
I haven't
God.
seen that one.
I have. I was supposed to do the
Holy
crybaby
mackerel.
challenge.
What's
What's
the crybaby
Crybaby challenge?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I cannot do it.
What is it?
It's you got the drop down low like you rowing a boat. And you got to stay down low. Like I did it, and I had to have a heating pad the next day. I forgot you're 41. Like
So?
you gonna be crying, baby. It ain't gonna be the cry baby. It's gonna hurt.
A heating pad.
I did. I needed a heating pad.
Oh wow.
All right, so Sharon. Oh, he already went live.
Yeah, we're good to go.
Oh,
Hell
well,
with it.
Do it.
Yeah, y'all
Do
are
it.
already
No.
going. Kyle and Niki, thank you for coming. You are officially the first people ever to bring us a good ass smelling bag of chicken. What is it?
Chicken on a stick.
Damn.
Don't feel
It was heavy,
special. I
too.
told you that's all I can afford with the EBT.
Oh, my
Okay, I'm a
God.
comedian. I'm not rich.
You get some of that government cheese from you.
Somebody
it.
whispered in her ear that you were single, and she felt bad.
She said he's
She knew-
hungry.
she knew
Yeah,
there would be-
I asked him,
Sorry.
you
She's
know,
like,
when
she's
he-
like, there ain't gonna be no motherfucking food over there.
I even asked the Johnny Eastside, like, they got ketchup, baby. See, I'm thoughtful.
I'm gonna go to this asshole's house. He ain't gonna have no fucking food. I'm gonna be hungry.
I have no condiments in my house. Let's be clear about that. I have no condiments. I have no.
Do paper towels.
Yeah, I have paper towels.
Okay.
Just for,
Do they double
That's
as
at
tissue
least,
as
like,
well?
1 point.
No, my monthly budget goes to this. Like, that's what it
Well,
goes
clearly, this is fantastic.
Yeah,
it's
Great.
nice in
Thank
here.
you so much for
Thank
having
you.
us.
I like it. I'd probably just move out here.
to.
You got to figure out the driveway situation.
Right. I drove all across the grass, and he didn't want to hurt my feelings. I said, "Is this a drive here?" Well, yeah. No, I made it a driveway though.
Yeah, it's
Nikki's new driveway.
Yeah, my new boo, my new future ex-husband, because I specialize in divorces. So it's bound to happen.
Yeah, we'll get some paperwork drawn up.
I need a prenup. You're right.
What do y'all got coming up? As far as
What's the next one? So your club 34.
February 12th, right?
February 12th, I'll be at Club 34 with Big Yayo. He's a Southern soul artist. We're also going to feature his dance, a dance to his Boot song created by myself. Yayo is a friend of mine, and I'm excited for that. On Saturday night, I will be at Tracks in Ocean Springs. And
How you like tracks?
Yeah, let's talk about that.
you really want to talk about
Yeah.
Tracks?
Let's
talk about-
Okay.
Because we have a story too.
Oh my God.
Ew.
So this is going to get into the thing to where this is one of the scariest shows that I've ever done.
Hell yeah.
And this is the show.
Why?
I'm new. Okay. I'm new to the white side of comedy. Okay. I'm not racist or anything like that, but it's a big difference between white side of comedy and black comedy. I'm just letting you know that.
What's the differences?
The difference is you really have to work hard to make a black audience laugh. And, you know, they want to be entertained. Whereas on the other side, people work more together to where they'll think about the jokes. I'm like, oh, okay, I get it. Instead of, you know, people throwing out, I'm not saying somebody's smarter than the other or nothing like that. But I'm saying is the atmosphere is totally different. You know,
Are you
have
saying you're saving the easy jokes for one audience over the other?
no, not really.
That depends on the venue sometimes,
yeah, it depends
though,
on the
too.
venue.
Like, there's some jokes that I'll tell at the district that I wouldn't
won't tell at the juke joint.
Right, or...
It's a difference, and it's a difference in the audience. You know, It just is
different clientele.
Yeah, it's different clientele.
Well,
It's
right,
like
just think
you
about
wouldn't
who
tell
your
the same
audience
jokes.
is.
You wouldn't tell the same jokes at church that you would tell at the juke joint.
Why not?
Well, I probably would because I don't do church, and they probably kick me out as soon as I walked in, or I spontaneously combust, one of the two. So I stay away from the religious places. I don't pray to the same God everybody else does. I love everybody, So if you love everybody, you can't do wrong, right? So what am I going to hell for? Hugging your ass to death?
You're just gonna avoid the hypocrisy altogether.
Yes, I am. I'm very great at what I do, sir. I am.
Okay, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but yeah. So you do jokes at one place or another, and then you talk about all the stuff going on. I know you get.
So Saturday and then Sunday is the Valentine's Day show.
The Valentine's Day show.
Murder mystery.
Yeah.
Yes, with Kyla at the Chandelier.
Yeah, and
Brewing company.
Making groceries is going to be catering, and then La Bakery has made a beautiful king cake spread that we're going to have at the end. It's going to be like a 5-6 course meal.
Oh, y'all got La Bakery on the thing?
La Bakery. La Bakery.
stuff.
I thought you were saying Lil Bakery. I know Ray them down there. Oh, Love Bakery.
It's fancy. It's got a la.
La.
And so they're going to be doing the king cake. And so it's a show that, I've written with my actors. So I got 4 of them. Niki's one of them. I got Mel Strobel. I got Jeremy Lambert, I got Brian King, and then Zach Perkins as well. And so it's a good show and good characters.
I'm excited. I've never done anything like it, so I'm very excited.
Help me understand. Murder mystery, like, what is it?
So what it is we are going to be like putting on a performance, and y'all have to figure out who done it.
Oh.
Who's
While
the killer?
they eat and drink beer.
Yeah.
They're going to be tasting beer.
And they
that's
yell
paired.
stuff out like, hey, I think whatever.
Oh, yeah. They're going to be telling you all these stories, and then I have clues that I'm going to be showing throughout the night.
It's like dinner theater.
It is. It's dinner theater. It's
exactly
literally
what it is.
murder mystery dinner.
I was talking to someone on this other podcast that I do sometimes, and his name was David Delk. I didn't know if he had anything to do with this, but he says he does that kind of thing.
No, it kind of just fell into my lap. I work in women's retail. And so I ran into somebody one day that I worked with through USM. And so we just started talking, and I was like, oh my God, a murder mystery would be, and that was it. And then boom, rock started rolling. And we had 2.5 weeks to prepare.
Yeah.
And so, we got it.
Yeah,
but we've practiced and we got props. We were sponsored by Movie Sets with props, and they gave us some really great props out of Slidell, their warehouse over there.
Oh yeah, that place that you.
Oh my God, it's so cool. I went there last Monday, and they let me pick out props, and I got a box full of just really. It's gonna be good. I'm so excited.
I'm so excited. I am excited.
We went to Chandelier again today and checked out the setup. And
is it like an all day thing?
It starts. The doors are locked at 6. Nobody can leave the premise.
Everybody's a suspect.
What if there's a fire?
Yeah, you can't do that.
The door's not locked, just so we're all clear. The door's not physically
locked. You have to
locked.
have 2 exits. You have a front and rear
The
exit.
idea is that you can't leave the premise.
He's the one that'd be complaining about everybody isn't 6 feet.
And then we're going to think you're the murderer, and you're going to be the one arrested.
So how long have you guys known each other?
6 months now?
Yeah, that's been a long,
It's been a funny quarantine, COVID 2020 kind of thing. I think bringing people together and just funny ways.
Are y'all both kind of equal in your experience, or
no? She's definitely been doing it a couple years longer than me, and so.
How long have you been doing it?
I have experience doing other things like murder mystery.
Yeah.
I did acting in Canada for 4 years, and so that's what I did. And then as I got older, I didn't really do it so much. I got my degree in English, and I've been trying to wake up my English degree a little bit more, and so that's why I started doing comedy.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of my way of being creative and writing. And then I get to do other fun things like the murder mystery.
Yeah. So how long have you been doing comedy total?
2 years.
Oh, so you're 4?
Yeah, 4 years.
Oh, wow.
Yep. And
So you're a veteran.
Yeah.
if you want, I think
She's
I'm
on the
learning.
veteran side of the comedians.
And you know what?
But you're also a veteran over there.
Okay, I guess
I am an Air Force veteran.
You're an Air Force veteran?
Salute
I
to you.
am.
Oh my God! So are both of my parents. I'm an Air Force baby.
Hey, baby.
Is that what they call them?
I don't know, but you could be my baby though. We gonna talk later.
Oh shit!
You know what I'm
Over some
saying?
chicken sticks.
Right.
Shit, I'll be a
Chicken
good
on the stick,
I'll be a good
baby.
house husband.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey, as long as I can do my comedy and you pay the little bills around here, I got
Yeah,
you.
as long as there's a dishwasher, you know what I mean? Because I don't like.
I don't like washing dishes either, but I'll do it for you.
Oh shit!
Whip my chicken on the stick.
Hell yeah!
I walked in her house the other day and she's frying chicken wings and like chicken gizzards. Y'all. Oh yeah. And then she did a wonderful dinner for like a few comedians over at her apartment. She had like cornbread, she had greens, she had green beans, she had mac and cheese, chicken thighs, and
macaroni. Potato salad.
Oh, so good.
I love to cook, and I have no one to cook for. My snake doesn't eat leftovers.
Oh my god!
How long is your snake?
How long is yours? I mean, how do you ask a woman how long her snake?
You
how long
walked
her
right
snake
into
is?
that one.
Show me yours, I'll show you mine.
Jesus Christ!
I'm just saying. I am a comedian, you know. That's what they tell me. I just wish God would have told me I was a comedian before I paid all them student loans back. You know what I'm saying? I got a whole master's degree in engineering that I just don't use. Hey, I can survey your land right here and get you a good driveway.
Do you
Put it here
really?
for real. Like I got a professional engineer's license. Let's do this. I don't just look
Keep it
like this. I'm
alive,
kind of
Niki.
smart. I know. Hey, boo, I told you.
Oh wow! I had no idea.
Told you.
How did you go from engineering to being a because I remember you telling me like this is all you do, all you focus
This
on.
is my
You're
only
doing
job.
comedy like 7 days a week. So how did you make that transition?
It wasn't that easy. It wasn't by choice. I really never knew that I was going to be a comedian. After I got hurt on my job. I used to work for the power company down in Lorman, Mississippi, and I had a 4-wheeler accident that messed up my shoulder and my back, and I lost a lot of my memory from it. And fighting, you know, I went to work. They laid me off. You know, Mississippi's an at-will state, so they didn't have to give a reason why they put me off. I applied for Social Security so many times, got denied, you know, and while you're applying for it, you can't work. And in that time, my husband had left me and taken everything from me. And I then came down with cancer, not once, but got diagnosed twice.
Holy shit.
With cancer. Through this period, had to move back in with my mom. They gave me a shitty-ass settlement, like $35,000, and told me that's what I was worth for the rest of my life after 3 years of going from like 100,000 to zero. So sleeping on my mom's couch and everything, I did turn to alcohol and a 9mm. And someone called me and asked me to do a comedy show. I never thought about doing comedy. It's like, Niki, you've always been funny because you know how to make other people laugh at your pain. Come on and do it. And I did it here in Gulfport, Mississippi in December 2017.
Where at?
At the Wall. At the Wall in Gulfport. It's DSP, Down South Burner Motorcycle Clubhouse. They told me to come there. They didn't pay me anything. They just told me to do as much time as I wanted. And I did 27 minutes. And ever
Wow.
since then, comedy has been my therapy because I never talk to anybody because a lot of people don't get me. And I'm not going to sit here and constantly explain myself. So when I got on stage, I got to tell everything that I was going through. You know what I'm saying? These people didn't believe me, didn't know if I was lying or telling the truth, but I got it off my chest and it made people laugh.
Right.
So I have it tatted on my arm that comedy was never my dream. It's my purpose. So I tell my story to let people know I was there low. I lost everything too. And I'm not bad. On my face, I have my faith in God and, you know, my creator and everything. And that's what I've been doing every day, and it makes me feel good. And sometimes I don't make a lot of money. Sometimes I do it for the therapy because I know my creator.
Oh.
Sorry, that was a lot. That's what happened when you get Jack Daniels honey.
You're good. You were going off there, and it freaked out Phil's laptop there and made all the cameras freeze.
The government started listening.
The government ain't listening.
I know.
I'm legal. I ain't say nothing about smoking weed yet.
No.
Phil, when it stopped, there was an error that said that your hard drive ran out of space.
Okay.
So we just need a second here to reboot the cameras.
No problem.
There is a technical glitch. But that's crazy. Cancer twice.
I had melanoma the first time, and I had breast cancer the second time.
Wow.
Yep, I have it tatted on my arm.
So I mean, like, being a comedian, there was really no other choice.
Right. I did have another
What do we
choice.
do next?
I did have another choice.
We
My
got an
last,
engineering degree.
My
you
last
walk
two
through that fire.
choices-
You're like, yeah, there's nothing else I want to fucking do here.
it's like my last two choices in life was to be a comedian and a prostitute. But the way my mouth's set up, and I'm gonna have to negotiate why I got to pay you for the work that I'm doing. My pimp gonna beat my ass.
Right.
So I'm gonna go ahead and try these jokes out first. If that
All right,
don't
we're
work,
back.
I might just do OnlyFans or something.
So you love it. So you're doing it.
I absolutely love it. I love it. It's crazy that I can do it, and it makes me feel like I'm not that good because everything I've had to do in my life I had to work so hard for. This I don't work to do, like, to me.
Since you've been doing it for 4 years now, have you broke into the other like networks, like the?
She just had a show in Fort Walton.
I've performed, in 4 years, I've performed in 26 states. I've performed with Michael Blackson, DC Young Fly, J. Anthony Brown, Monique, a lot of people. I can't remember. But I've done shows. I've done over maybe 150 shows so far in my 4 years. COVID slowed me down a lot. And all of these shows I wasn't getting paid for. I was driving for the expo. I drove to St. Louis for $50 just to perform 5 minutes, just to get my name out there. So I've done the work like by myself in inboxes, getting told, no, you can't do this, sending clips, hearing other people tell my jokes saying that they were going to hire me. I've been through all of that, So I'm glad to be here on the coast now, and it feels more comfortable here for me. My spirit brought me here, so I'm happy to be here.
I'm happy you're here.
Thank you.
I don't know if you can tell.
I'm happy Jack is here. Aren't you happy Jack is here?
Yeah, this was a good choice,
Yeah.
by the way. You guys selecting the JD Honey.
Of course.
I had mentioned on a previous episode there to us or at least to me there's a great big parallel between musicians and comedians. Like you're saying, like driving to St. Louis, to do just a little small bit. It's like us, musicians, we drive 6 hours to play 20 minutes to 3 people. It's not a big payoff, but you feel like you're trying to get something accomplished, trying to get your name out there.
Well, and you want to do it too. You want to perform, and so you go to these places because there's going to be a microphone and some form of audience there. You get to be on a stage.
But
that's not in your garage.
When you get to that,
family members,
Right.
But here's the thing where a lot of comedians get messed up at, like they want to perform so bad, and we get taken advantage of for the love of our job to where people don't feel like we should be paid. And it's crazy that you bring up musicians because I had an issue with a show where I'm a comedian and there are musicians on the stage. And this is a big problem that people don't respect comedians as much as they do a musician. You know why? They want to pay me $100 to get up here and host a show for 4 hours of original material for 4 hours. They will pay a musician $2,000 to perform cover 2 people's songs and maybe perform 2 of their original songs, and they'll pay them $2,000 for 30 to 45 minutes.
Yeah. Whatever band this is, I need to know. We need to know.
Trust me.
Y'all didn't get paid the $2,000.
Trust me, it goes on
band.
a lot. We get negotiated on our prices like we're not coming up. I don't think people really understand that if you lose as a comedian, if you lose the crowd's attention, that's it. These people have it really easy. Not these people. Musicians have it easy because these people are familiar with your music. They came here to listen to your songs and everything. If they're not familiar with that comedian, if they're familiar with the comedian, that comedian should get paid the same way.
I think there's a little bit of crossover there too, because as independent musicians, a lot of times when we show up to play, nobody's heard our fucking songs. Nobody's like heard anything we've played, and it's really hard for us to captivate an audience and keep them there. And I don't know, like I would say pretty much anytime I've ever played the grocery, the second I started playing in a band at the grocery, like everybody would walk outside to smoke break or whatever. But it comes with the territory. They have to learn to to gravitate towards what the general consensus is. That
maybe I missaid that. I'm not speaking on independent artists. I'm talking about artists that maybe be on the same level as experienced as I am, where people know their songs and know them as an artist, and they know me as a comedian. I'm not saying that we should get paid $2,000 for our time, but don't try to negotiate my price as if my time isn't just as valuable as that musician's time. That's the point that I'm making. You know, I mean, I don't know how it is here, but I've run into that a lot. Like, you negotiating, telling me to drive 3 hours to pay me $100, but I understand this guy this singer is coming and he's doing a track show. That means he doesn't have a band, and you're paying them $750. You understand what I'm saying?
I think there's a lot of stimulation against doing comedy though. Anyway, so like telling my family that I started doing comedy. If I was a musician, like, and I've been playing like my whole life, like I've been a smartass my whole life. And they've just seen me progress into a great smartass with a microphone instead of a musician. And so you see the musicians grow, but when you see the comedians grow, it's like, are you really doing an art now? Or are you just telling like bad jokes like you used to the family? Oh, Kyla's just a comedian.
Right, which brings me to the point that comedians and musicians are not valued as the same.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. If my family saw me grow up as a musician instead of a comedian, I think there would be a different stigma.
Yeah.
Like even in like my relationship, I guess you could say. I mean, I'm with my daughter's father. It's been on and off for 7 years now. And so, well, it's like, anyway. So anyway, but we had this conversation even like a couple of nights ago. I was like, if I was like a UFC fighter and every now and then I could get fights where I could get money, just like comedy, would you hate me for going to the ring and practicing? Like I would with an open mic. You know, I was like, no, this open mic is my practice, but it's when you do the feature, the headlines, like you do the shows like you do for the chandelier. It's like you have to progress that way.
Right.
But so it's like I'm going to band practice or book club.
Exactly. And I was also going to like tag on too, like going back to like what you were saying about the negotiations, like the difference between pay. Also, you have that attachment of the audience that you could pull in. So if you're on stage, like an opener, you wouldn't expect to get paid as much as the headliner, because the headliner is going to bring in 3 times, 4 times, 5 times more people, you know, compared to, you know, whoever's opening up. So, you know, I don't know, I'm just throwing out a little parallel there between.
I understand what you're saying.
It's because we're both in the entertainment.
Yes.
Business.
Oh no,
but it's like a different kind of
like, I don't want you to think at all that I'm saying musicians aren't worth what you charge. That's not what I'm saying.
How dare you pay that band?
No, I wasn't saying that at all. No, I'm just making comparisons. Like there's a lot of similarity between musicians and comedians. Or what we experience, what we go through is kind of there's some similarities.
But there is such a stigma like being a comedian, and it's like, oh, have you heard what Kyla's doing now? She's a comedian.
Or
like,
how many times when you tell somebody you're a musician, they say, "Well, I'm a musician too." Do you know what I'm saying? Every time I tell somebody I'm a comedian, I'm like, "I'm a comedian." Oh, I'm a comedian too. I'm like, "No, this is my actual
my favorite's
job."
when they ask for a joke.
Tell me a joke, and I was like, "I don't work for free." I mean, it's like, give me a sample of that oil change or something.
The guy, I was like, "Go fix the AC. Like, build me an AC unit right now." Oh well, I can't. Well, I can't fucking tell you a joke, can I?
Yeah, that's kind of a thing where it's like you're only as good as your last headlining feature, where somebody saw you last. You
right.
know? It's kind of a similar thing. I want to go back, Kyla. To
what's up? What you want to talk about?
You acted in Canada.
Yeah, I used to spend my summers there. It was like a random Christmas present. And so my dad's a great guy. I love my dad. We have like a very special relationship that I know that like a lot of people don't get to have with their parents. But like my dad, he's always been as supportive as he can be. Like I know he doesn't really quite understand the comedy scene and what I do. And so right there, I mean, he never even came to a lot of my shows like when I was in Canada. Like it was just, he wanted me to go there to write, but I went there to write and I was acting and then I was doing the photography. I couldn't just do like one thing. It was a whole camp that they did all these different forms of art. And we had like all kinds of crazy kids there. I mean, like kids that were doing commercials in Toronto. The woman that taught our stage combat actually did the Catwoman movie with Halle Berry.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean, she taught me like all kinds of crazy stuff, but I got to teach her some stuff too because I was in ROTC, and so I actually taught her how to make like a Swiss harness, a Swiss rope harness, and like showed her some rappelling tricks and everything.
I was in the Air Force and don't know how to do that.
I used to go to Camp Shelby with the art. I mean, I did a lot of things in high school. I always wanted to like just, I didn't know who I was for a long time. And so you just kind of do like all of these sports and activities. And I'm like, oh, I can do this. I'll do that. It'll be fun. And it's been great. And so, but I loved being in Canada, and we did these things called like play-in-a-days. Yeah. Where the kids, there would be 4 writers, and over the night they would write a script, and that next day the whole camp puts on these 4 plays, and you get like in these 4 different groups. So they have like 2 directors, they have actors, they have dancers, they have music people, they have set people, and we would do it. I did it for 4 years in a row. It was called Play-in-a-Day.
Oh my God,
and
that sounds fun.
It was so much fun, and we could do something like that too. I'm trying to get these kind of activities going here. Things I used to love. I mean, we did murder mysteries at least twice a year.
Wow.
And so this isn't my first rodeo. I guess it's just my first rodeo with bringing it here to the coast.
Yeah. Yeah, we need something like that for sure.
I think so. I mean, we have theater groups around, but I like the idea of bringing the show to them or being just like a troupe of people that we can either put like comedy on like we do, but we also have other talents.
Yeah.
We can't just, I mean, I like to stand and be pretty with a microphone, but I can also be like my cop self, because that's what I'm going to be. I'm going to be the like lead detective.
So did you make me a gold digger on purpose in this script? See, I'm the gold digging girl.
No.
You're the gold digger?
Yeah, I'm the gold digger.
No, I had already had the character written.
You're saying
No.
this brings out your cop person in you, so this is gonna bring out the gold digger in me. I think I am a gold digger sometimes.
No, I just knew that you had some like really nice outfits, and she does. And she's going to be looking really nice.
That somebody else son and bought for me. So you're right.
No offense, but you'd be a really good gold digger.
I'm telling you, she's going to be so great. She's going to be so great. She was also his business partner.
Not
too.
in real life. I'm still poor. So it's not working out right. I'm getting copper every time.
It's gonna be so fun though. We're so excited.
Yeah.
I am very excited.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we need some theater stuff like that around here.
Yeah, I think so. Some grown-up theater,
especially something like an event. Like I can take
like Second City.
I mean, we could go to like Second City, or like we could go to somebody's house. I mean, there's like big bougie houses all over the coast, yo. People like
I
pay
got
for
one right here. Yeah.
party.
I know someone who owns one,
right? And so people pay for party entertainment.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, since there are no strip clubs in here, so
right,
might as well.
I mean, how much are we gonna charge though for us to like get naked though? I mean, are we doing those parties?
Wait,
you said strip club.
I think you misunderstood what you said.
Since there are no strip clubs.
Oh, so since there's no strip clubs, we gotta do murder mystery dinners.
But now that we're on the subject,
it's like Uber. It's a house call. You got to bring the club to the house.
We bring all forms of entertainment.
$25 minimum. You're good to
$40 minimum. $40.
Get a drink at the door. Get a drink ticket.
Capping at 40. A little funky 40. That's all we charge. A little funky $40.
Have you been to Second City?
Where in
Chicago?
In Chicago, I went to the outside of it, and so when I go to like cities, I'm like such the tourist a little bit. I want to make sure I see a little bit of everything, and sometimes I rush through cities because I'm like, I was there for a librarian conference. Like I was there to supposed to be like working.
Are you a librarian?
I was gonna go for my master's in librarian studies. Don't look like that. No. No, I was the loudest librarian you could ever think.
You're like so many people.
And so, but no, I used to work at the library in USM. And I loved it. But like I said, I was the loudest librarian you could ever think of. Like helping people at the desk. Hi, how are you? Right, exactly. Like
they'll be shushing you.
It's either like not talking or like all the way here. There's no
in between.
There's no in between. I try really hard.
Yet you operate at one volume.
That's why I can't live in apartments.
Yeah.
I know.
Right.
Yeah, apartments are lame.
Yeah, they are.
Like apartments
I'm glad I'm on the 3rd floor. I just saw my neighbor that lives under me. I said, did he speak back? He probably didn't.
What did you tell me about his rhythm?
His rhythm is off, man. Like when he's
doing
a wild monkey dance.
No.
Is he by himself?
No, when he's with his girlfriend and they're going at it.
His rhythm is way off. It's like, and I'm like, hey. 1, 2, 1, 2, something, because you.
1, 2. What's that?
I don't know. It's better than what he's doing.
Sounds like he's squeezing a balloon.
Right.
It's better
Phil-
than
Phil
what
can
he's
do it.
doing.
Phil makes the balloon squeeze
I can
sound.
imagine the lady's face is like the whole time.
Yeah, she's probably reading a book or
bad.
watching a sitcom or something, trying to
Right.
pass the time, I'm sure.
She's looking at pinners trying to figure out
Yeah.
recipes.
Yeah,
You done yet, honey?
I'm sure you're doing cartwheels on the 3rd floor, making all kind of noise for him.
Unless I'm doing it with my snake. No. And I'm talking about my reptile snake that lives in a cage, too. I forgot where I'm at.
You don't have to be a prude on this show. You don't have to be modest.
That's
You can
okay.
tell us-
I got
You can
3.
tell us
You
what
can
you
have
do.
the dildo behind you.
I got 3
while
of them in the
she's-
drawer. It's okay. You know what I'm saying?
while
They're
she's on
faithful.
the BBC call.
They don't
What
ask
was it?
questions or tell lies either. I love them.
Man, we just got X-rated for the first time.
I didn't say anything. I just said 3 of them in the drawer. That could mean I could have 3 Bibles.
Nikki asked me, "Can I say anything I want on the podcast tomorrow night?" I was like, "Fuck yeah, you can. Go
Wow.
for it." It's like this shit's live. No
Hell yeah, this is gonna get weird.
I need a Valentine's Day date.
They're pouring more honey whiskey.
Why
Hell
are
yeah,
we
pour me some more. I need
judging?
another
Yeah,
piece of
Okay,
that
there we
big,
go.
that
Yeah,
piece of igloo.
I
That
need
piece
some
of
more.
igloo.
I need some more too.
That's enough,
ice-
Okay,
Kyla.
the
I'm
ice
sorry. Look,
balls.
I'm waiting for y'all to tell me
Where's
when.
the ice igloos at? I need some of that.
Can you pour me a little more,
Okay,
please?
yeah, absolutely.
So,
He
so
needs a
where's
big boy
your,
drink.
where's your favorite places to perform? Your top 3. Top 3.
My top 3. I would have to say I loved No Lie Comedy. I can't remember the spot where we were in New Orleans. The energy there is amazing. I loved going to Chuckles in Memphis. That was a really good spot to do. And I have to say I like the energy at the Juke Joint as well. It's like my 3rd favorite place.
So the first 2 places are actually comedy clubs.
The first place, what did I say? That's what happens when you smoke weed. What did I say?
There was Chuckles was one of
Chuckles
them.
was second.
Okay.
The first one was I can't remember.
I think you said the second place was Memphis, right?
Yeah, that's in Memphis, Chuckles in Memphis. And the 3rd place was the Juke Joint. I can't remember what the first place was. That's just sad.
So
That's
what's
what
special
happens.
about Chuckles?
Chuckles is pretty cool. It's one of the legendary comedy
Ah,
houses.
thank you, Saw.
You know, that a lot of the greats have performed in as far as
I got that for her. I'll get you
African
ice.
American
What
comedy.
is it? Oh,
They
you need
did
some
have
Coke?
like
No, that's
Gary
for her.
Owens have performed there and
Oh.
everything like that, you know, but
Would you say that those places have better reception because they're comedy venues, so people know what they're going for, as opposed to down here where it's kind of like sparse here and there. You got stuff going on in this place it's a record store, and you got stuff going on in this place it's a restaurant, but there's no, like, down here there's no really designated like venue for people to have this expectation for comedy.
and where I'm from, it wasn't an expectation from comedy. I did my first open mic of my 4-year career at the Juke Joint this past November. First time I've ever done an open mic, because I'm from Lorman, Mississippi. The closest city that I had to do comedy in was Jackson. See, on my side of comedy is where I've only performed for when people put on shows. That means we have a flyer and everything, and it's people are paying to come to these shows. As far as doing an open mic or doing places like the District, hosting an open mic, these are my first times doing it, and it's different for me because, you know, one, people are used to paying to come to the shows that I come to.
It's not a promoted event.
Right. I'm used to everything I do being a promoted event until I moved here. So it's like a switch to me. And I like both. I like it both. You know what I'm saying? Even though one doesn't pay as much as the other. Because when I book a show, a promoted event, I have a contract with how much I'm going to get paid. Here, I just do it for, you know, whatever, you know, door splits or, you know, something like that. And then it's a big difference. And I do it because I love it. Of course, I can't be in it for the money or I'll be homeless. I wouldn't have any. But I love it. So
you're hosting at the District. Do you like the District?
I absolutely love the District. I love the owner. The staff are very friendly.
It's always a fun time.
Yeah, it's a
there.
great time. It's a great atmosphere. I just hate that a lot of people don't come out to it more because
Because of COVID?
I don't know which one.
I don't think
what it
it's
is.
because it's COVID.
When
I
did you
think
start
because
hosting?
like the times and like it's you started only
What?
like about a month or so ago.
in January, the first week of January, I think.
Of this year?
Yeah, this year.
So in the middle of the pandemic.
Yeah, well, it was hosted by another comedian before me, and he was doing a great job too. You know, the crowd was still the same. If more people would come, it would be great. We do have good nights, And we have
a lot
some
of
night-
comedians come out.
Yeah, a lot of
mean,
comedians come out there. The other night we had about maybe 11 comedians, but in 2, other customers. And I'm not sure if it's because of the time change, because at first it was being held at 9 o'clock. Now it's being held at 8. But still, I just wish a lot more people would come. And
It's an off season right now. It really is.
Is there a season for comedy?
Well, it's the same thing as just when people like to go outside. I mean, stores right now, all of their sale plans are really low because this is usually when traffic is low. Nobody's gotten their tax return yet. Nobody's really going out like on a regular basis or wanting to go. I mean, for who's going out on Monday nights right now? Not a lot of people. It's just an off season.
Who's going out on Wednesday nights?
I mean, I don't do the Wednesday usually.
You guys?
right.
Who's coming over to Phil's on a Wednesday
Who's coming
night?
over to my?
I guess we're here
It
now.
better not
on
be
a
nobody.
Wednesday.
my $2 million studio. over
Nobody better not be coming out over here after tonight. I'm telling you, we're going to have a talk.
there. Ooh.
Look, Nikki wore a pink hoodie tonight, and I wore a blue hoodie. We look good on screen.
Nice.
Is that what it is?
It matches
Don't
her
get jealous,
boots.
boo. I still love you, though.
Yeah, wait till you see my couches in there. My cocaine white couches. That's a big deal.
It's
Does
a
it
big
come with the
deal?
cocaine?
Right, that's what I was going to ask. It's like,
Kyla's like, I'm sold.
Right. I want to see the couch now.
she didn't even let you get couch out your mouth. It was it.
Nah,
Like, you want your podcast to be really good? Let's go inside for a second.
nah,
We're going to take like a 10-15. We'll be right back. It'll be great.
They're nice couches.
And
They're,
the couch is made of cocaine.
That's the fluffy part on the inside. It's made with 100% cocaine.
yeah, they're white leather stripper couches is what I describe them as.
Is that what it is? We're just going to have
Yeah.
to turn the heat down a little bit.
Sayings of the strippers.
You could put them all together and make like a big island.
I just want
Are
to
they
jump on. I would
leather?
probably jump on like a
Yeah.
bouncy
Yeah,
house.
that's when you get sweaty.
Yeah, I don't like sweating. No.
Well, I have an air
I like the
conditioner.
sweaty.
I have a ceiling fan. I have a really nice ceiling.
Is it taped to the ceiling with duct
No,
tape?
no. No, I told her before to Phil Mitchell and whoever's watching. Before the show, I told her about my brother who, he likes to have a good time, and he goes over different people's houses. And one night I had to go pick him up because he was in a situation that we've all been familiar with, and the ceiling fan had, the oscillating fan you sit on a table and it moves side to side. They had the oscillating little table fan zip tied to the ceiling fan, and the extension cord duct taped to the ceiling going to the outlet. And I was like, man, this is the poorest, whitest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Oh my God.
These people got white trash ingrained in their DNA,
It's like, is it really helping though? Is it doing anything?
She was so proud of it. She's like, look, if you put it on high,
Stop.
I ain't paying
She
no
didn't even
$150
know
for
it.
the ceiling fan. Yeah, she was.
She probably thought she was a genius. She said, look what I invented.
Look at that.
And I was like, oh, yeah, that's really nice, actually.
What do you call it? It's an oscillator cylinder.
Yeah.
It's an OCM.
Yeah, she puts hot dog weenies in her macaroni, too. So,
No, you put it in the ramen.
oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
gotta
Make it
add
fancy.
Add the protein, a little more sodium, you'll be good to go.
Or just canned chicken.
So where's your favorite places to perform at, Kyla?
Juke is number one for me. That's where I did my very first set, like ever.
That's where me and Phil saw
And
you.
that's where we met and
Yeah.
everything. And you're like, oh my God, you want to come on the show? I said, who are you? But no, I knew y'all were doing the show and that y'all had Patty and Jacob and everything. I was like, oh my God, absolutely. I want to come on the show. But no, I do. I love the Juke Joint. I know like all the bartenders probably too well. Like, or just, I don't know. I've gone there forever. Like, I used to live down the street from them and they used to like let me come in. But that was like years ago now anyway. But I love the Juke Joint. I used to do a really good show at Boots and Spurs. And that was like not even 6-8 months after I started doing comedy. And the first night that I did comedy there, y'all, the place was packed. They couldn't even let people in the building anymore. And it was so
Wow,
cool. It was
maximum
great.
occupancy.
They put like a DJ with us. And so we had music in between our sets.
Oh, wow.
And so it was really nice. And they have a really good setup. And so we just stopped doing it for a while. But I've talked to them. I've talked to a couple of people from them. And they've talked about bringing it back. And so I hope they do. I really do. I really just enjoyed it a lot. Where else is a fun place to perform at? We did Mermaids for a while. The Kraken was great. We used to love performing at the Kraken. And so RIP to the Kraken.
I never got to
You have to do the Kraken. But it was always great because it we had my school friends there. And so the people from the library would come to the Kraken. But no, and then the district, of course. I got to say the district just because I do live in Gulfport. And I know a good number of people. God, one night it was Tibbs's birthday.
Yeah,
and we had
the first night I hosted.
That was the first night you hosted.
First night I hosted.
And Tibbs is a friend of mine, but she brought mutual friends of ours too and just packed out this whole half of the building. And we just had a whole party then. That was a good night.
We did.
Mm-hmm.
Would have been even better if I had a man to go home with.
Somebody, please.
Right. It's not that I'm desperate because I'm just lonely sometimes. And I'm not racist. I'll take you any color. I don't care. It's I love everyone. Just someone love me back. That's not a woman.
I wanted to ask you guys about your methods for preparation. So when I was looking at photos to use for the promo, I saw a photo of you holding a notebook. So do you write your ideas down and then you kind of work them out at the open mic to form your set? Or I mean, what's your methods for? I know comedians have different styles and preparations. What if you guys could talk about yours?
Thanks, Gil.
Well, when I use the open mics, since I'm just starting to use it, I've never been able to practice for a show before on a stage before I go on show. So I've just started writing my ideas, just topics down, what I want to talk about. But before a show, I'm going to go ahead and be honest with you. I smoke a lot of weed, and whatever comes out of my mouth, usually that's what's it. You know what I'm saying?
So you can smoke weed and just go like that?
I have 41 years of stories to tell. Everything that I tell on stage, 95% of it is my life. You know what I'm saying? I just twisted. I've been through some crazy, crazy stuff. So
it definitely sounds like.
Yeah, I know it gets to a point to where it does, because I am a military veteran who suffers from PTSD. So it really bothers me, when I can't get this stuff off my chest and somebody to understand it. So with comedy, as long as I'm reaching somebody, you know what I'm saying? That's what I know is helping me help them. So
do you ever find, and I think you know where I'm going with this, but do you ever find another comedian offensive, what they're joking about? Or you feel like they're inauthentic in some way and they're not funny to you or the crowd?
Well, one thing I don't do, I try not to make a habit of.
Was that not a setup or what?
That was a good setup. I'm impressed.
And here we are.
I'm impressed. Mitchell does have a PhD in journalism. I don't know if you guys know.
And
he didn't take the
we
have masters in broadcasting.
I never got the paperwork in the mail. I don't know what's going on.
I think he got a minor in being an ass as well. I can see that in him. I see the looks.
In your past life, you were a stand-up comedian.
I got some ass. I got some ass on.
You got some ass in you. It's okay. As far as being offended, I have pretty thick skin when it comes to being, joked on, hearing a lot of jokes. Not a lot offends me. The only thing that offends me is when racism becomes a problem and people don't respect the aspect of the racism and the use of the N-word. I am an African-American comedian. No matter how many chromosomes shy I may look like of Master's daughter, I am black, okay? I am offended when words are used. I do comedy, and I rarely use the word, and I'm allowed to use it. But the thing is, that's the only thing that can offend me. Disrespect, not just toward me, but toward any other comedian of any different color or, that has been subjected to, bad words. I don't care if you're African American. I don't care if you're white. I don't care if you're Asian. I don't allow disrespect in my presence, especially if I'm the one hosting something, or even if I'm in the building. I don't feel like anybody should be disrespected by racism. That's the only thing that can offend me is racism.
Here's my question on that. Is there ever an instance where a joke can be made about that?
Never. No. Never. Not unless you're black. unless you're black. I cannot now. When I've heard a lot of comedians go on stage and say, okay, when they say it, they say the N word.
Because I've heard some risky.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean? Yeah.
I don't care about the N word. If you say it like that, the N word.
Right.
My friend said the N word. Okay, that's fine. We know what you're talking about. That joke is just as funny without you saying that word. So don't say it. It's never okay to say it. I don't even like when African American people say it. I try my best not to say it.
Okay.
And I do that because if I get on stage and I'm constantly saying it and I only have a majority of white crowd, I don't want you guys to feel comfortable enough to say it around me because I'm constantly repeating it. I don't listen to comedians a lot, and that's what I was going with when I first started. Like, I don't like to look at comedians. I don't listen to comedians. I watch Family Guy, American Dad, and Bob's Burger all day long for the past 15 years. That's just it. I can't, because I retain a lot of the information that I hear. So I try to put myself in the shoes of other people. Like, if they keep hearing me say it, one day somebody's going to slip up and say it because I say it so much, you can't help but to say it.
Yes.
So I lead by example. So I'm telling anybody out there that's not a non-black comedian, a non-black person, that word is not okay to say it, regardless if you have half black kids, if you have a black wife, a black husband. Is not okay. Just because one of your black friends aren't offended by it, you don't know if somebody else would be offended by it. That goes for anybody that has a racist word. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Toward white people, toward Asian people, or whatever. Don't say things that could be offensive. Just don't say it when it comes to racism. I think everything else is a touch and go thing. You know what I'm saying? As far as some people may be offended when you talk about Christianity. Some people, you can't please everybody. But then there are just some things you just don't do. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's too, first of all, it's too hard to make that funny.
Right.
It's too, and why would you do that to yourself? Like, why would you take a subject matter that's almost impossible to make funny? Like, you maybe got a 1-2%
Well, it's
chance
not
of
funny
making it
is the
funny.
idea.
Right.
It's not gonna be funny.
It's almost
no
too
matter how much
edgy
you
to make it
try
funny.
to do funny, it's not funny to use the word or to think that it is funny to use it. And so, no, it's just.
There's a couple of things.
I would never, I would never. And I mean, I have a lot of different friends of a lot of different backgrounds. I've traveled to a lot of different places. I mean, it's a respect. It is. It's a respect.
Yeah, and a lot of people think that it's a
as a comedian,
racism thing.
as a person. I respect the whole culture as a culture that should be
lose my train of
valued.
thought here in a second.
And so you
Derail.
shouldn't-
Choo choo.
Yeah, well, I had two things that came up during the last 5 minutes. One was I was gonna say I used to live in Jackson, so I know you had the incident the other night, and I was gonna ask you if you ever experienced incidents like that in the Jackson metropolitan area. And then what you were just saying, I was also gonna say Chappelle also experienced some heat because he makes jokes about transvestites or transgender, and he refuses to let up about it, and he gets a lot of shit for
because
it.
he was. I think it depends on where they're getting the offended from, because he's not trying to be offensive. If anything, he's trying to be respectful. If you've heard any of his jokes, he's trying to help himself, and I think people like him understand who trans people are, because it sounds like he knows a good number of them, and he really does. And so he's not making a joke of them, but I think more of educating in a funny way.
Yeah, I was gonna say something, but not that articulate. To me, he's like a regular guy.
Yeah.
That's asking questions and finding funny.
And he's finding
that.
answers though too, and I think he wants to give those answers to people, what he's learned about this community.
This is where people tune in and they're like, "Oh, this is going to be a hilarious podcast."
Oh no!
They're like, "Oh, what the." These comedians are being so serious. They're talking about serious shit. Oh, what's going? I thought this was gonna be funny. They're sharing intellectual ideas. Oh my god.
Oh no. I at least give our audience a little bit more credit, but they understand some of our jokes and what we're saying.
All three of them.
Sucks for you, Phil.
What'd you say, 4? I said 3.
Oh man.
See, that's why we here.
What? So tell Jackson. You lived in Jackson for a long time. I lived in Jackson for a long time.
I lived in Lorman.
But you said you did events in Jackson,
right?
In the metropolitan area. Did you ever have incidents like that up there? No.
Only thing I had a problem with is somebody calling me Red. My name is Niki. Hey, Red. Nah. No. Jackson, the room that I've done in Jackson, a couple of the rooms I love, world famous Bar and Grill in Jackson. It's a great spot. They just had it remodeled. It's one of the best places I like to be in Jackson. The crowd is kind of hard. Now, if you want to know, test your funny, you go to World Famous, okay? I don't care what color you are. You go to World Famous, you basically got to pay them to laugh, okay?
So when we started the podcast off, you were saying
Here
the
you
difference
go.
between white audiences and black audiences.
Here you go. I knew you was going to come back to it.
Okay.
That's where that ass degree coming in.
I'll let you talk about
That's where
it.
that degree in assology come in at right there. There is a difference. I mean, like, it's a cultural difference. It's just, I don't care how you say it. And, you know, it just is. I cannot go in and, you know, with an African-American audience saying some of the jokes that I could at an white audience because, you know, it's too different.
I think people that appreciate people of other races would not respect or disrespect in that sense.
No. They
You get what
wouldn't
I'm saying?
disrespect.
But that's what I'm saying. You culturally, like, appreciate us as being the white. So that's what I'm saying. They're not a disrespect line there. I mean, same
Right.
vice versa. You have to be able to respect this culture if you want to dive into it, or
and it's
be
not a black
around,
and white thing
but
either.
That's it.
So it's like young crowds. I know that my audience is not a college crowd. I'm 41. I can't relate to a college crowd. You understand what I'm saying? Because I'm telling jokes about my kids. I mean, half of them don't have kids. They still are kids. So
Have you ever performed at a college?
no, I have performed for the Hood Idol Awards in Pascagoula. I have done that, and that was an experience.
Same thing.
You're right.
The Hood Idol Awards?
The Hood Idol Awards, and they had me calling off the certificate names, and the guy name was Pre-K Drip, and I was like,
What?
oh, okay. You know what? We ain't got much to worry about it because your drip ain't even fully grown. It's still in the pre-K stages. So we're going to go to the next guy. The guy name was Block, and it was BLOCCC, so I said his name, Block. Did they make a typo on this? Yeah, like, where I need Block coming to the stage. You know, but it was, I didn't think that I could do it, but I guess I entertained. I thought I was going to get my ass beat in the parking lot when I was done. They still had hydraulics and stuff on their cars and stuff. Everybody in there had gold teeth. I took home a girlfriend, and I'm not even gay. I mean, well, I got pictures from a woman the next day, and when I looked at her, she had a mouth full of golds and some crochet braids. I was afraid, so I texted her back, hey. She said, send me a picture now, damn it. Yes, ma'am. It was a picture of somebody else, but see, she need to specify those things.
Let me follow up on that because y'all are too. You know, you're in bars a lot. Y'all are two attractive women,
Say it again.
especially you.
Boy, let me take this tank top off my head and put it
I'm
on.
gonna tell you something, Nikki. I'm about to kick these two motherfuckers out of here. Okay.
They can stay.
He said, forget the podcast.
They can stay. What? How much Pornhub paying?
The more people.
You gotta get the right angle. Look, do you ever have like any issues with men? Like
I've had somebody banned from the juke joint.
Tell me about that.
So this was about like 8 months after I started doing comedy. I really didn't want to I didn't really want to go out. I didn't want to go out at all. But like the week before, this guy was just like, he kept bothering me. And so I was talking to, I wish Niki was here. And so
no, they left to go bang.
Right. He was like, no, we got to go now. And so, but no, so this like really big guy comes up to me and we're talking about the comedy show and we're just talking. Nothing is happening. He's just like, I really liked your comedy. Have you seen these people before? Do you like, we were just talking comedy. And so this other guy comes around. He'd been coming to a couple of the shows on the open mics. He's like, yeah, you like that guy, don't you? And I was like, I was just standing there talking to us, and we just completely ignored him and just kept on having our conversation and kind of like moved away from him.
Was he like zeroed in on you?
Yeah, no, he like approached me while I was in the middle of this other conversation and just talking like, oh yeah, you like that guy, don't you? And I was like,
What was his deal?
oh, I really didn't know. And so, but I saw him a few nights later, and this is the night I really didn't want to go out. My friend was like, okay, let's go. And so I ended up having like a better night. And they had a band playing. I guess they were called like, they have a lead female singer, and she's fantastic. And
Like
they
at
were
the juke joint?
they were at the juke
3HG?
joint. Maybe, but I was jamming up front. And so I was like having a party. I had a couple of friends behind me. And the guy grabs my right hand, and I have this ring. And he is like, "What are you, married or something?" And I'm like, he didn't even approach me or talk to me. That was like, he literally just came up and grabbed my hand. And he was like, "Are you married or something?" And I was like, "Well, wrong hand, dumbass, because it says it's my right hand. I don't have a ring. I've never been engaged or married, or it's been a domestic partnership anyway." So I was like, "No, wrong hand, dumbass." And he was like, "Well, I didn't want to hit on you anyway, you fat fucking bitch." I was like, whatever. I really didn't even acknowledge him again. I think that's where you gotta like, just don't feed into it and let them be the asshole. And so he came back and he was like, "And don't embarrass me like that again." Because my friends were laughing behind me. And he smacked my beer out of my hand and it hit the band in front, like I was listening to. And then I just started crying because I'm sad. And I was like, oh no. And then they ended up dragging him out. This is like a creep that was coming to open mics. And then he saw me there a Saturday night. That was a quick one.
The bathroom, it was nice. It flushed well. Everything went in right.
How was it clean?
Of course.
Oh, stop it, Mitchell.
So you missed it. Kyla was crying.
Sorry.
No, asshole.
Well, so I was talking to this like really big, tall black guy at the juke joint. He was telling me how he really liked my comedy, and we were talking about comedians. And like this other black guy just came up, and he was like, "Oh, you really like that big black guy, don't you?" And I mean, like, it wasn't even that kind of conversation. And so anyway, he ended up being a creep. He got mad at me a few nights later and hit my beer out of my hand and hit the band. And then he got pulled away. And now he is no longer allowed at the juke joint.
So another black guy got mad that you were talking to another black guy?
I think that's right. Maybe.
Oh.
But I'd like, maybe.
I told
the
you
other
it's
guy,
the boobs.
It's the, look, I'm thick. I know. I have all the things.
You're a black
I
guy's
have more
fantasy.
thigh meat than what's in your refrigerator
like my
right
ass,
now.
my thigh to ass ratio off too. That's that's why I'm looking for a white guy now.
Is there a ratio?
Yeah, it's a ratio. When your pants, you have to buy them an extra size bigger because they won't fit over your thighs, but they're too big in your waist. That's when your thigh to ass ratio is off.
Then you got to invest in belts like all the time.
All the time. If not, your pants just gonna buckle up and you're gonna finna draft. You know what I'm saying?
Do you prefer a white guy or a black guy?
I've never had a white guy.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious.
I mean, what?
Phil's like, he's like, let me put my name in the hat.
Yeah, I'm just saying, I don't discriminate. It's just that where I'm from, like, first of all, I graduated from Maddie T. Blunt High School in Pritchard, Alabama. Okay, they put me in the newspapers being the first white girl to attend this school. I'm not white. That's how black the school was. Wow. You understand? It was crazy. I got called a bitch for the first time. I didn't know what a bitch was because everybody went to school with me. It was my cousin. And how dare you call me a bitch because everybody in the family going to beat your ass by the time you get home. Yeah. The teacher's your cousin. Everybody's your cousin. You're getting told on. So it was a big difference to me. But I've been in the military. I've dated, Hispanic guy.
What was that like?
It was crazy.
Let's judge that. What do you think?
He was crazy. Like he was trying to get his sisters to beat my ass when I broke up with him.
What?
Yeah, like he wanted to put his sisters.
Because you dumped him? 2 of them, maybe 3.
Yeah, because I dumped him. He was crazy. I've dated a guy who was black and Korean. He had all the qualities of a
Korean.
Yeah, we were talking about that before before
he was
we went
nice
live.
though.
We were talking about how the only holes in your body that were virgin were your ear holes.
God.
You know what?
Oh my God.
I'm a comedian. Those were just jokes. I am a virgin. Both of my kids were by immaculate conception. And I'm holding that table. Hi, Mom.
I hope my dad never discovers the internet.
My daddy's in heaven like this.
No, he's shaking his head like, fuck my girl.
Listen, my dad, I'm going to tell you how how I knew my family was kind of fucked up when I was 12 years old. And my mom's name is Fidelis. And no, her dad was not a Marine. I don't know why my mom's name is Fidelis. I think she's the only person in the world with that name. And my dad's name was Prince. That was his real name. So my dad said, Niki, your mom ever tell you the story of how we met? And I'm 12 years old eating Cheerios on the floor. I remember this like it was yesterday. And I said, no, Dad. So my mom goes, yeah, your dad told me that he was a prince. That's why I married him until I found out he was just a broke dude named Prince. And then my mom's nickname is Fido. So my dad goes, yeah, and I thought I was marrying a sweet girl named Fidelis till I found out her name was Fido, and she was a real bitch.
Nice.
So for the longest time, I thought my parents were dogs, and my dad was broke, and my mom was a bitch. So, like, what's your mom do? She's a bitch for a living. You know, my dad is a broke prince. I don't know.
Well, I don't know if you know, but I know a couple people around here. A couple of those people are single white guys. And I'll put it out there, you know what I mean?
No, I don't need no help. I attract the assholes all by myself.
No,
I'm
I'm
doing a good
talking.
job
No,
at
I've seen some big money dudes and take care of you.
So now
you
you
know?
trying to pimp me out?
I mean, I would get a finder's fee, right?
Didn't I tell you how I would go if I was a prostitute earlier? Didn't I tell you how I would go? I'm too smart to be a prostitute. I know I am. I'm like, now, you say you need 10% of all the work that I've done?
It's a
All you did was
60-40 split, yeah.
How much was that phone call? 3 seconds? That's about 27 cents. It just don't add up.
When's the last time you've been in a fist fight?
Does it look like I fist fight?
I don't know. I'm asking.
I don't fist fight.
What about you, Kyla? When's the last time you struck another human?
I'm not legally allowed to talk about
Oh,
it.
shit. See, you never know. You never know. That's why I ask everybody that.
Spoken to my lawyer. He told me not to say
Is
anything.
it still in litigation or something? Like,
Maybe,
what are we
maybe.
talking about?
So, Nikki, about that, you were talking about hitting.
Did you win?
Oh, I always win.
Oh, shit.
I don't fight fair. So.
I was the one of the first female wrestlers in the state of Mississippi
Get out of here.
Oh,
with
right.
Ocean Springs High School. Oh
I did
yeah,
not
I joined
know
my
that.
junior
This
year.
doesn't surprise
We're
me
getting,
at all.
this is getting.
I got to
She's
roll
already
around
been
on the
like
mat with the
50,000
boys. Of
things.
course, I wanted to be on the wrestling team, and then I got to
Hell
beat them
yeah.
up. That was my favorite activity.
I'm too small for that.
Now, so high school?
Mhm.
So
We were the first public school to have a wrestling team in the state of Mississippi. They had a private school for
I learn
blind-
something new about you every day. You impress me more and more each day.
Oh, thank you. I like to stay humble.
What? Never mind. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do
You
that.
can just be prepared for the repercussions.
Yeah,
Right.
We're comedians.
What do you want to ask now?
No, I'm just saying. I think you're full of shit.
Oh yeah. Oh, he's ready to go. Okay,
And
now
we
he said
got
it.
a mat right behind you.
Okay.
I'll beat your ass.
Oh my God, I would pay money to see that.
No, we're not gonna.
You know
do
anybody
that.
who race motorcycles? Now
This
I
is
can whoop their asses in that.
Yeah.
Oh,
We have
yeah.
a couple of ground rules.
I'm trying to make money
I'll
here.
scrapple with. I'd like. Oh yeah.
Hold on, why are you so quiet over there? What can you do? Sorry, I'm just happy to be here.
I'm doing it.
He said I hit a button. Look
I
at
can
me.
type 110 words per minute.
Yeah. You see why I hired him, huh?
I know shorthand.
Gets me my coffee.
And your guest too, apparently.
I'm Phil Crown.
That's how I sound.
Exactly how you sound.
Mm.
What you guys got coming up? Where y'all performing?
We've already told you that. How
Yeah,
many
we
drinks
already
have
looked
you
at
had?
I know you got 5 billion things going on every week.
I'm just messing with you. I'm just picking at you. You've been quiet for the past 17 minutes.
Listen to y'all talk about grappling.
Which
They got-
We'll go.
No, they have a every Monday night deal. I
Yeah.
know that.
That's at the
Mhm.
district.
And then
That's at the
Tuesday, of
district.
course, at the Juke.
And they call that every
Grown
Monday
up?
night
The-
grown up comedy.
Mhm.
That's
Then you got
I
Tuesday
host
nights
that.
at the Juke joint.
Mhm.
Then we got Easter weekend coming up for Nikki. She's got a thing coming up on Easter weekend, right?
Well, I have this Friday the 12th
Mm.
at Club 34. I have Saturday at Trax. I have Sunday the Murder Mystery with Kyla at
Mhm.
the Chandelier Brewing Company. I have a show in Mobile. The flyer isn't out yet for that. I also have a show Easter weekend in Faraday, Louisiana. And it's some more things that they haven't sent the deposit for. So until they do, it's not on my calendar. But
I like that.
So do you have an agent? You have a representative? They just go strictly through you.
I can't afford an agent. I could barely afford it myself, so you have to pay an agent. But I mean, it's 4 years. I'm not shy and I'm not afraid of no. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to get anywhere unless you get told no. You got to ask these questions. I'm not afraid to be told no. So I'm constantly doing the work, trying to do as best as I can, you know.
So to get to the next level, do you need an agent, or is it just as good to get picked up like out of the blue? Someone sees you at a show or a video of you performing.
I don't know. I'm still learning. Like, I would love, you know, the one thing that would make it better for me, I'm trying to get into more of the social media videos, because I'm not a social media comedian. I'm a stand-up comedian. You know, with our material, if we post a lot of our stuff, people can easily just watch our videos, steal our jokes, and tell them at another show, and there's nothing we can do about it. And if they make it big before us, now it's their joke. It's not our joke. You understand? So with the social media comedians, with the skits, I'm trying to find people to do more and more skits with. I have a comedian out of Hattiesburg. Her name is TK Fairley. I've come up with these skits that we're going to do called The Adventures of Willie Mae and Miss B. You know, we're going to be two veteran military cougars on a prowl for younger men, just causing havoc everywhere, you know.
Aside from the skits, it would seem like, you know, the online performing kind of like alleviates some of that worry about people stealing your jokes, because you can always post a video where it's dated and be like, look, you know, I was performing this way before this other person was. Here's the video. Here's the published date, you know.
Okay, you may win that in court, but go ahead and prove that to the 5,000 people that they've told joke in front of.
It hurts when somebody else laughs at a joke that you said.
It's somebody else's.
They're laughing at somebody else. They think that person's funny. That person.
They're not
going to
know about the legal issues when they hear that joke come out your mouth again. You know, they're going to say, "Oh, well, I heard this comedian over here in California tell this same joke." They don't know that they stole that joke from me. You know, so, and I've had that happen. You know, I've seen a lot of comedians take other comedians' material and tell it on stage. You know,
but they're not authentic comedians.
Well, there's a rumor going around that Theo Vaughn stole one of Brian King's jokes.
I don't even know who Theo is.
He's the one out of like Covington, Mandeville area.
Yeah, he's funny.
And he's got a mullet, but yeah. I mean, he's known. I don't think he's that great, but I mean, he is funny. But yeah, there's a rumor that like he saw Brian perform at an open mic, and there's witnesses. Jeremy was telling me this story the other day. And then they saw him perform at a feature or something like that and told Brian's jokes like the next night.
But yeah, I mean, it happens on a larger scale too, like with Rogan and Mencia. And he went up on stage and, you know, verbally, like, you know, called them out. And the same thing happened with, what was it? Was it Schumer and Chappelle? She had a writer for her. And
that was Schumer and Patrice, the guy. That's what Jeremy was telling us about last night. How Amy Schumer and Patrice O'Neal, you know, they were her jokes, but I guess apparently Patrice O'Neal was taking her jokes, but when he died and she tried to tell the other jokes, that people were saying, why are you telling his jokes, but they were originally hers. I don't know. I just learned about it last night. Don't quote me on any of that. Like I said.
Yeah, my understanding was, which is probably not accurate, or it might be somewhat accurate, but she had hired writers for some of her stand-up, which, you know, a lot of comedians do at that level, and the writers were taking the jokes, you know, and she wasn't aware that the writers were borrowing.
Well, technically,
the jokes
those are their jokes. Then that's not her jokes either.
But if they have a contract and give them to her for her to use, and then you take them back,
okay, yeah, that's different.
You've broken your contract.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's crazy. I've had a female to reach out to me that she is I'm not going to say her name, but she tries to be a comedian, and she wanted to do Saturday night. She had an offer for Saturday Night Live, so she put out a post saying, I'm looking for comedy writers, you know, that are interested in helping me write. And when I contacted her, she wanted me to write her jokes for a shout out. I'm like, baby, shout outs don't pay my bills. Yeah. It's like, hey, you know what? I ain't gonna pay the rent this month. Well, hold on, I got a shout out coming for you. And I'm like, a shout out?
That's so rude.
You want me to write all of your jokes for you? Yeah. I said, baby, you know what you need? You need an intern. You need somebody that's in school that needs to practice. I'm too old for this. Shout outs don't pay my bill. Yeah. And it's crazy that somebody would actually take that for the recognition, and somebody young would have to. It couldn't be somebody that actually has bills to pay, you know, so.
Did she end up performing on Saturday Night Live?
I can't remember. She did win the Kim Kardashian look-alike contest, though. She's beautiful.
I was watching Bound 2 today.
What is that?
The Kanye video with her.
Oh, okay. See,
I was watching the Seth Rogen parody that he did with James Franco.
Oh, with the motorcycle.
With a motorcycle, yeah. I was like, this would be kind of cool to cover if I could find a friend that would lay on the motor. Because I want to be.
I'm not that friend. I don't do that stuff.
That's right, baby.
You can always do the James Franco though.
Yeah.
You can have James Franco on a motorcycle.
No, I'm gonna be James Franco.
That means you have to be Seth Rogen.
Don't you ever?
And y'all are both
somebody
naked.
Don't you ever disrespect
I would never do
somebody.
that with Mitchell because his hands are too rough. I need somebody with soft hands.
Mitchell's hands are very soft. I have to defend him on that. When he shook my hand, I felt bad for shaking his. I'm like, I'm sorry. Your hands are very soft. You did great.
Yeah,
You did great.
He's got those really nice silky palms.
Yeah, he does. You
It's
moisturize,
nice.
don't
Yeah,
you?
He does.
You gotta keep him soft for that guitar.
He puts lotion on his feet before he goes to bed. You know that, right?
What's wrong with that?
Just telling all your secrets.
What's wrong? Do you put socks on?
Yeah,
Apparently, sneaking into my
the
bedroom. I
lotion
think.
and then the
puts,
socks.
no, I've spent a lot of nights with him, believe it or not.
Really? You have?
Next to
He
him.
puts lotion on his pinky finger and rubs in between his toes.
Do you do that for real?
I don't
Do you
know
do
what
that
he's
for
talking-
real?
I don't know what he's talking about.
I mean, I respect it.
That seems like it would just
Not
only make
hating.
your feet smell worse in the morning.
I'm not hating it at all. But let me piggyback.
What happens if you don't do it? Like,
His feet get dry.
That's Phil.
His feet are like the Sahara Desert if he doesn't do it.
Do they smell bad though? Oh my God.
Probably.
I've had this guy that was at my house. He almost made me put my dog to sleep because I thought my dog had shit in my house, but it was his feet that smelled that bad. I was like, I'm gonna kill you. I just know you didn't shit. I'm fussing at my dog because my dog is house trained. So I'm like, like, why would my dog shit in my
Is this
house?
a love interest or just a guy that was at
these
your
were
house?
bad
he,
feet.
he was a potential love interest until I found out that was his damn feet
Well,
smelling
stop
like
making
that.
people take off their shoes when they come in your house.
You buy me a vacuum cleaner then. I'm not.
It's rough. That's rough.
Let me piggyback off of this.
Have you ever had a girl over at your house?
No.
And you just like
He said no.
you're like, this ain't happening. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
If that did happen, I wouldn't tell you. I wouldn't tell the world. No,
I mean, it happened to Niki. Niki talked about it.
it's happened to me several times.
Those were feet though. You're talking about other areas. I'm talking about
It's happened to me
feet.
several times.
Feet, hands.
There's different parts of the
whatever.
body that can smell. I mean, I
If
work in
any-
women's retail, and I have to
you
measure
would
for
know.
bras sometimes.
Oh, we were talking about
yeah.
the Megan Thee Stallion video
How you get that
with
job?
the. I love the intro with the pork chop armpits.
I haven't seen that.
We remember I was asking him if he had seen the Crybaby video, and they talk about the pork chop armpits in the beginning. I was like,
I haven't seen that part. I seen the part
oh
of
my
the
God.
dance.
Okay, after this goes off, we gotta watch it
That sounds
together.
nasty. Shout out to Suzanne
It's
Craig.
the best.
Oh, it's Miss Sue. Love her.
Yeah, everybody loves her.
I was her first
Is that my
adopted. I'm
mama?
gonna claim that though
Yes,
right now.
Mama.
That was my
I'm her last.
Yeah, you were the youngest.
I'm the youngest. I'm the baby.
I was the first one to bring her in the back parking lot.
She's always got a cigarette for somebody.
always,
She's freaking
always.
awesome.
She's like
oh my
the kind of
God.
mom I like inspire to
She-
be.
she came
She
here and
cooks for
partied.
everybody, and she's so supportive of Jacob. Like really, if I could be like half the mom as her, I would. She's awesome.
I'd be so proud if Jacob was my boy. You know what I mean? Like if he was my
Really?
son.
And then we stopped talking.
Yeah.
I'm so done.
It's getting off now. It's just like
I just imagine Jacob sitting on my knee and him
Sipping my tea.
me giving him life lessons.
yeah, son, you shouldn't talk about these things on stage.
Let me tell you something, boy.
Let me tell you. Come here, boy.
So do you guys have a lot of favorite comedians that you like to get inspiration from, or you just it's just appreciation for
I
the
get
art, or-
inspiration from I don't know, a lot of different things. I love shows, like just watching like sitcoms or like Saturday Night Live. I've been like an avid Saturday Night Live watcher since like before high school, and so I love their like skits and their comedy. Their monologues are great.
I can see you being on Saturday Night Live.
I would love it. And so I have
You'd
a
be good.
bunch of just skits. I was talking to Curtis Nolan about this last night. So we're talking about doing a skit. Did you know you can rent a business room at a Dunkin' Donuts?
No.
Yes, and you can sit there, and they'll have a whole table for like coffee and donuts, and they have like a projector. I was like, oh, I have like at least a couple of business skits that I would love to just do in the middle of a Dunkin' Donuts.
Just for the donuts.
Right. But it's like, and this skit was sponsored again by Dunkin' Donuts.
So to get on Saturday Night Live, you know, they have scouts that go out and they, you know, to the clubs. And
they do, and you also have to audition as well, or you have to even just be invited to audition.
You have to be invited to audition. So the first step, it kind of seems like, is to get in that circuit.
And I've gone
clubs.
up to New York before, and I've spent a little bit of time just with locals in general. I have a couple of friends that live up there and work in Manhattan. And so technically they live in New Jersey, so they're not like high ballers, but you take the train, everybody hates right. They're like, oh, they're from New Jersey. I'm like, well, I'm from Mississippi, so you can't get much lower than that.
Bush Light,
so, but oh my God, and it's so much fun up there, and everybody just sees as a character. Like, if you have a character personality, it's easy to come out there, and it makes things enjoyable if you get to go out and be around those kind of people.
So I guess what I was like getting at was like, in order to get to Saturday Night Live, you have to live somewhere close.
You have to be around a lot
to that circuit.
They have to
either in LA or New York, somewhere where they send or Chicago, I guess, or you know.
Well, they go back and forth a lot.
Yeah.
And so, but yeah, you do. You have to be around. They have to know your name.
Like your SOL.
Right. You're not going to do anything. I mean, you could. I mean, I bet eventually they start getting people. So one of their latest like main cast members that they have is Chris Redd. Now, he did, I think, a little bit of touring with stand-up, but where he really got like his kickoff was like a cheap Netflix series. And he was this character with Kathy Bates. It's a hilarious series. It's called Disjointed, and she runs a marijuana shop.
I've seen it.
It's so fucking funny. Yes. And he plays this character called Dank, and all he does is smoke dank, with his girlfriend Dabby. And it's hilarious. And so that's really where it came to. So honestly, if I feel like the track right now to be somebody in comedy is through a streaming station. That's where you got to start.
Well.
And so, I mean, you can do online all you want, but nobody's just going to invite you to be on a TV show. You got to come to them like, hey, look, I've been doing these things. I want to progress more.
Yeah. True. I can see that. I'm going to go back an hour ago when I was trying to piggyback off something else. I'm going to piggyback on this. How do you like what's your strategy in like writing jokes? Because when I did my disastrous open mic that you witnessed,
it wasn't bad.
It was.
It wasn't bad.
I got like 2 laughs.
Yeah, you had the confidence though, and you did, and you got laughs. There's times where people are booed or like they don't even say real words. We've had to.
What?
They don't say real words. So we had this one guy when Terrell was hosting the Juke Joint show. He was up there and he was just mumbling. And we didn't know what he was. And then he started making like noises like he was trying to call an animal. And I think he was trying to talk to me. And I was like, I think that's his like mating call or something. I think he's trying to get my attention. And so the security guard ended up coming up with the flashlight and just like took the microphone from it and let him off stage. And he literally followed the light off of the stage. Oh, no. So you did wonderful.
So I'm not in the top 5
No,
worst.
Absolutely not.
Okay, good.
And so, but no, we, what were we talking about? Strategy. And so I used to not have that big of a strategy. I guess I still don't. I'm always I like to write it down first. And so even as a kid, just writing like journals and journals and journals. I like wrote my first book when I was like 11 years old.
Who is this we have on this podcast?
But it wasn't like a book. It was like I literally filled up a composition. I filled up just a composition book, and it was just handwritten. And so that's what I do is I just like if something's funny, you write it, or I think about it constantly, or I work in a store. Sometimes I tell never mind. If my boss is listening, sometimes I tell jokes in the store. And so, but then people get really happy and then they start spending more money. So she can't really hate me for telling jokes in the store. If they're good jokes. I mean, yeah, if I make the customers enjoy their visit, then yeah.
What else? When after that night, right?
Okay.
Because my heart almost stopped when I was doing that, right? So I get home and I'm like, I can't ever go to an open mic again, because if the chance of them calling me up again and I bomb again, because in my mind, like, it was really fun and really exciting to me, but it was really short, and I was like, look, if I ever go back, I want to have a couple jokes left. Right?
So I'm gonna.
I think you're giving yourself too much credit.
No. I think this is my one piece of advice for anybody that's doing any kind of creative work. You're not a real artist unless you've struggled with your art. If you haven't struggled at some point, whether it be writing a jokes, getting the gig, finding a mic. I mean, if there's been no struggle for you, I'm sorry, but I mean, can you really call yourself an artist if you haven't had to fight for it? So you're just on your way there.
And then I have a piece of advice for that as well. You know, when it comes to comedy, don't listen to anybody else, because you only know what you can do. You know, throughout my career, I've had plenty of people try to give me an advice on telling me how to tell my jokes, how to do this, don't do this, don't do that. And I do listen to constructive criticism, but sometimes, you know, how do you think the first Martin Lawrence came out? How do you think the first Tyler Perry or Gary Owens come out? Because they did something different. And probably it was a lot of people telling them, don't do it like that. Don't do it like that. But then you see that that's what they're remembered for, doing something different. So if somebody else tell you, no, you wasn't funny, you may go to another venue to where it's funny. Now, what I've learned to do is feel the energy of the crowd. You understand? If you see somebody else, you can tell for me, I can look at a person and say, okay, that's an older person. They don't want to hear about me fucking all night. You know what I'm saying?
Why not?
I'm just saying. No. But see, you look at, you look at people like, just some people, you can just tell they don't want to hear that. Yeah. You can look at a crowd and say they don't want to talk about political things. Right. You know what I'm saying? You need to learn how to read your crowd. So for me, I can't just write down. Now, I do have certain jokes that I know are just going to get laughs, because they work, you know what I'm saying? But then you have jokes that you have to try or you have to change depending on the energy of your crowd. Yeah,
because I'm just a super fan of comedy. I grew up on because one of the one channels we had when I was a kid, we'd stay up late and watch all the Def Jam comedy stuff. Okay, and I'd see the crowd and the Apollo stuff, and we'd see the crowd rolling like
what year was this? I want to know which comedians he's talking about.
It was like Chris Tucker, Martin Lawrence. I remember when I first saw. So
this is like late 80s.
Yeah.
Okay.
When I first saw Bernie Mac come out there with them colorful pants,
love Bernie Mac.
And the guys before him got booed. And it was the bit where he did, I'm not scared of you motherfuckers, and it gained everybody's respect immediately. And he's like, I pull my shit out, this whole room go black.
I remember
this whole room go dark, whatever. And that like killed me. And now, like, I haven't missed an episode of Kill Tony ever. Like, that's like one of my favorite things, because they're bringing people up out of a bucket, like nobodies, to do 1 minute, and then they just get roasted. And 98% of the time they just bomb, because they're unprepared.
1 minute. Oh my God.
I can kill in a minute.
Well,
it's the 25,
what am I allowed to talk
minutes
about?
that I'm trying to talk about.
You get 60 seconds uninterrupted to and it's called Kill Tony, and you make Tony Hinchcliffe laugh. And they have different guests on, and most of the time people bomb. And then they just roast them, and they ask them questions about their life, and usually they're odd people, and they just
odd people.
they just roast them. And my dumbass flew to L.A. and to the show, and put my name in a bucket. And
you got a pool?
I didn't get called, but
it's like a lottery.
Can you take me out there and let me put my name in a bucket, baby?
I'll take you to the moon.
Hell yeah! Hell yeah! You heard it. I got witnesses.
Shit,
I want my ticket to the moon. No, you said it. I want it.
I got a credit card.
You gotta deliver now.
credit card points. That's what I'm talking
I got
about.
like 60,000 points. It's like,
Oh hell yeah!
it's like $200.
And a rental car.
No, but I went out there, and I'll tell you this story. And Mitchell's going to get bored because I've told this before. But I went out there, and I went to the Comedy Store, and me and my brother went and seen. It was just a random show. It was like $20. It was like Dane Cook, Adam Carolla, Arsenio Hall. Like it was just packed out. And I've never been to a comedy show before that day, but I've seen 10,000 on YouTube or TV or whatever. And me and my brother, and he's never been to a comedy show. We were howling. We were dying. We couldn't breathe. Like we were, it was, and since that day, like I've been in love with like, not only just stand-up comedy, but like improv comedy.
And Niki.
And yeah. Yeah.
And Niki.
I'm ready to risk it all.
Careful, she might kill you.
Oh, that's fine. I'll die happy.
Dun, dun,
And
dun.
what am I
You'll
getting?
have to find out. You'll have to come to the
I
show.
have to take care of the dog. I don't want to free my snake.
No.
Oh, good God. So, and I mentioned to KrohnKast that night, like, hey, before I die, I want to do a couple minutes. I'm not an aspiring comedian.
Oh, and he'll take you seriously too. I've seen him just
my
drag complete
dumbass. That's what he did to me.
strangers on the
And he
stage.
was
That's
like-
the thing
And I
about
was
coming.
like, no, I ain't got nothing. And then he was like, hey, I know he's not going to come up here, so we got to get a check going, Phil. And I was like, son of a bitch. Like, when he started doing that, like,
You didn't have any minutes prepared.
right.
You
I
should
have nothing
come to the
prepared.
district on the alley on Monday, and when I'm hosting, I'm
I'm
gonna make you.
coming.
I will make you feel funny,
I'll come.
and I will make the
she's had
crowd.
a new comedian start at the district. He just performed for the first time at the Juke Joint last night, and he's great. His name is Duncan, and so he just started coming around. So we try to be a welcoming community.
And my best
like
friend.
if you and your best friend, and
He did
so,
come in for the first time. I encourage you to.
yeah.
Yeah, I make everybody feel
That's
feel
awesome.
like a celebrity there. I don't care if it's your first time, and the crowd is going to respect the comedians that take the time to get, whether you're a comedian or not, the person that takes the time to get up on that stage and hold a mic in the hand. What you're gonna do is shut up and listen to them.
It's very liberating.
Yeah.
Like I felt like, well, I can't tell you what I felt like because that would be extra.
He's feeling it right now.
I know. I'm gonna make you feel better later.
We got to get some of Mitchell's lotion.
Can I take?
We don't need no lotion,
we need
baby.
the foot cream.
We don't need no foot cream either.
I must.
No.
I gotta apologize, Nikki.
I'm
first
just
of all.
messing with you.
No, I gotta apologize because
Let
it's,
me
it's hard for me
apologize.
to hear anything you're saying. I just get lost in your eyes.
Oh,
It's incredible.
flattery will get you everywhere. And I ate.
You're
20
about to get
credits
all the
for it.
chicken on the stick you want.
All
Yeah.
the chicken on the
Yeah,
stick.
you should feel the weight of this bag. When
You have
this
to
is
try the
over,
hot sauce though. I tried
It's
the hot
equivalent
sauce
to the
before we
weight of
left.
my love, baby.
You put a hot sauce in the bag.
It's
Yes,
in a to-go
homemade
container.
hot
She got you
sauce.
set up.
It's
Dude, it's like 8
pineapple.
pounds.
Why are you hiding it?
It is homemade pineapple mango hot
Look,
sauce.
feel the weight of this. Like
That's because
It's a
Kyla, hold on,
stick.
Kyla, tell them, hold on, 1.5 of them
It's
hours
so
now.
Right.
You don't get
warm.
all of that.
One of that. I had
One
the
and a
chicken
half
in
of
the
them
stick
are
there.
ours.
God,
so-
I'm so happy.
Yeah, Nikki still has
might
to
wanna
finish
offer
hers.
it.
I still have to finish mine. It's 1.5 and then the dumbaloni
Oh,
out.
I'm gonna eat that one first.
Just know what you got to do for that chicken on the stick.
Oh, it's not free.
Oh no, I require you put out.
But I'm putting you on the podcast.
Yeah, you gonna put out for me later. You know, it's like when you order the steak. You know what you gotta do for that steak, right?
Now just order water as well.
That's right. Now, what I gotta do for this water?
Oh boy, we're all going to hell.
How long does it take you to refine your jokes?
I'm still doing it.
How many open mics do you have to do before you feel like you've kind of got it to where it's
It depends on the
good
joke,
fit in
depends
set?
on the crowd, depends on so like I have jokes that I would like to say that I've gotten really well done, but I can't tell them every time because like we said, like at the district Monday night, we had a whole bunch of comedians there. They know my jokes. I really don't want to perform and waste everybody's time and telling them a joke that they've literally probably heard 10 times at least. Because, I mean, it takes a while for you to like get the rhythm right. Or you want to try like saying this first, or you want to try using this word. And so, yeah, it does. And sometimes it changes up and then sometimes it doesn't. You can always have like new stuff and old stuff. That's the idea, is stuff that I know will land with certain crowds, especially new crowds, Or if I have a lot of people that are very familiar with my stuff, that's when you bring out the new shit. And that's when you start trying it.
What about you, Nikki?
What about me?
How many times does it take you to perform a joke to refine it to get it to where you think it's where it needs to be?
Well, you
put it
have
in
to
the set?
understand. Were you here when I said? Oh, you have to understand. Were you here when I said that this is my first time ever doing an open mic this past November? So like I did 4 years of not having practice. Like having not, I mean, I'm not bragging or anything, but what I'm saying is I had to practice it myself with my mirror, go over it in my head.
Well,
so
yes.
you know,
Okay, so same question. How many times do you rehearse before you would go on an event, go perform at an event?
and that's crazy because I can't answer that.
It's like as many times as you can.
Right, because
anytime you get a
sometimes-
chance to think about your set, you're probably thinking about your set.
Right, and then sometimes I don't think about it. You know, just like however I feel, and that's the God's honest truth. I smoke a lot of weed, so I mean that gives me a lot of motivation and a lot of everything else. You know what I'm saying? You know, it is what it is. And sometimes I just smoke and get up there. Sometimes I can have things that I know I want to say, but sometimes I find myself trying to remember that list in my head of the things that I have written down, and I catch myself on stage trying to remember what I wrote down. And I focus on that, and I stall or I stumble. But when I go up there and just be myself, that's the best set I have. So those jokes are not really written down. And then I don't like watching myself after I perform. I don't know why. It's just hard to watch
I don't like
myself.
either.
You know,
Right.
so it takes me months to go back and watch something. And I really don't hear the crowd's laughter when I'm on stage. Sometimes it's like I'm in a tunnel vision and I'm just trying to get out. So it's different times. You feel different ways depending on, you know, that's why I don't watch a lot of comedians too, because sometimes I can listen to their jokes and hear them landing with the crowd and go, you know what? My jokes are nothing like that. They're not going to laugh at me. It discourages me. So I just go outside and smoke a cigarette or something like that to get my mind where it needs to be. So I can't really answer that to say how I do it. It's different every time for me.
Right. So the video you posted the other night yesterday because of the incident from Monday night, you started off saying, "Hey everybody, in case you didn't know, it's Black History Month."
Did I say that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I was like,
I guess it was a great time to educate.
which I wanted to follow up with, like, in case anybody doesn't know, it's Black History Month every month.
Right. I mean, to me it is.
It's not, yeah. I mean, and you know, getting into it, you know, because it's that time.
Well, Black history is American
Again.
history, you know?
Yeah,
It
we're
is.
back to it. Okay.
Again, right?
Yeah,
It's like the
it's
third
true.
time we tried to
Uh-huh.
avoid this shit. But
Fourth
let's go
time
ahead
off
on.
camera.
That's me. That's me. I'm just bringing it up.
Let's talk
but,
that shit.
You know, the Black Lives Matter movement, fucking, you know, making the awareness, education constantly, you know, just, you know, bringing it to the surface like every fucking day, every month. Yeah, I just.
It was a problem before the Black Lives Movement place even formed. You understand? This has been an ongoing problem for hundreds of years. It's not like it just happened yesterday. That's what's confusing me. And I'm the most patient, and Kyla can tell you, I'm the most patient person when it comes to understanding that, you know, people that are not of color don't understand. And I'm okay with that. But like I said, it's more of a disrespect thing. It's like if somebody called you a deadbeat dad all your life, and then all your friends start calling you deadbeat dad, and you know you don't like to be called a deadbeat dad. Do you not respect me enough not to call me a deadbeat daddy? You know what I'm saying? That's how it's working in the comedy scene right now. If we got to work together, be respectful and mindful of each other. Especially if it doesn't matter if you know me, but you're coming to a venue where I'm at. Be respectful.
hosting the
Yeah,
venue
I'm the
you're
like I
hosting.
said, it doesn't even matter if I'm hosting it. Even if I'm in the audience, you know what I'm saying? You don't say that. You don't say it behind it to make it better. Just don't say it at all.
Let me ask you this. So, like, when we went to the juke joint, I don't think there was if anybody that night that we saw you, Kyla, was there any Black comedians?
I think Terrell Simpson was there.
Yeah, it was like one person. But you've done events where all the comedians are Black, or you do like events down or the open mics down here where there's not. It's in the majority's white. Different, you know, I guess air in the room. between the two types of places.
This is like your third time again saying this to me, and I told you it goes the same as if there's an age difference. I can't relate to teenagers like I do older people. Just like like I said, they're cultural. Like she knows I didn't know what the Comedy Store was. You understand what I'm saying? What's that? The comedy. That's the name. The Comedy Store. I didn't know what the Comedy Store is, but when I said Chuckles, were you familiar with Chuckles? Mm-hmm. Were you?
No.
Okay, see, that's a cultural difference. That's all I'm saying. It's like, these are the places that I know of because of my heritage. We're known for going to Apollo and, Chuckles and stuff like that. Laugh Lounge or the
What's in
Laugh
Atlanta?
Factory.
What's the one that's in Atlanta?
The Laugh Factory, places like that. Whereas I may not be aware of the comedians that you guys know of, but I do because I'm versatile. I know Jeff Dunham. I know, a lot of non-black comedians. You know what I'm saying? I listen to a diverse type of thing. It has something to do with race, but you also understand that you can't tell jokes, the same kind of jokes at different type of venues. That's just what it is. It's not a black and white thing. It's just about knowing your audience. Yeah. And it's harder to make younger people laugh than it is older people. Younger people will laugh at a person dressing up in a wig, a guy dressing up in a wig, falling out, busting his ass, whereas an older person not going to think that funny. We're going to say, that's stupid. Why'd you do that? You know what I'm saying? So that's the difference.
Kind of music videos I make.
Yeah. So that's the difference. It's not a black and white thing all the time, but you just have to learn your different audiences and what they require. You understand?
So you're saying not so much a difference in your stage mates. There's not a big difference, whether depending on what venue or what geographic location you're performing at. It doesn't matter if you're performing at joint. The comedians are still the same. Everybody gets along just the same. It's the same camaraderie.
No, we don't have to get along because most of the time, all right, the shows that I'm used to doing, the paid shows, the promoted shows, I don't care if I know this person that's on the show with me. I don't care if I like this person on the show with me. They have nothing to do with my set and my pay. Okay, when I come down here and do the open mics, this is something that we have to work together to do. So I would feel like we should respect each other because we're all working together every Monday or Tuesday night. Whereas these people I'm doing these promoting shows with, I'm not working with them on a regular basis until maybe another month or two, if we do another show 3 or 4 months down the line. As far as the relationship between us, I don't feel like it needs to be one really tight except for respect. Respect is due across the board, whether I work with you one time, 12 times a month, 12 times a week or whatever, respect is due. But if we working with each other every week, I feel that there's it's like band members. How can you get along in a band if y'all don't get along with each other?
No. 9 times out of 10, it's a disaster.
There's so many band members.
But you work so much better together when you guys can get along.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's the point. That's what I'm saying.
If you can get along.
Well, when you diversitize, I mean, Niki has brought our shows up a whole other notch that we've just really, I think, been missing as well. I mean, it's you're including yourself into. I mean, I don't know. I'm not saying it the right way. We are diversitizing our show more and more. I mean, we want that. I mean, we want to know that people are allowed to be included in these shows. I mean, we're not trying to discriminate against any form of anybody. Absolutely not. No matter what kind of comedy you do or who you have performed to. We want every kind of comedy, every kind of comedian that has performed at all these other different shows. We want y'all to feel safe and come to our shows.
And this is a learning process for everyone. And one of my biggest things when I got here, when I met KrohnKast and Kyla and everybody from Landmass that's been putting me on different shows, is that it's a difference. Whether I can explain it or not, it's a difference, but I want to bring both worlds together. I want to bring all worlds together. We all have one common goal. We're trying to make y'all laugh. That's it. We just want to make y'all laugh. And if I could do that, because I know more people on, the African-American side to where I know people on the white side of it, I want to bring everybody together so we can all
merge in the audiences.
Yes, and that's what but before we can merge these audience, boundaries need to be set so we can all have that common denominator of respect. That's what it's about. It's not about a black and white thing. It's about we're going to respect one another.
If
That's
you're
what
a comedian that
needs.
won't respect boundaries, then you're somebody that is not very fun to work with.
Well, it's one thing to rip each other. right?
Yeah, that's one thing to rip each
Right.
other. You know what I'm saying? It depends on how you rip, though.
And you don't cross the line.
Yeah, you don't rip somebody.
There are
on
lines
racism.
for comedians.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? There are lines. I get this a lot. I've had men come to me and say, "How could I ever date you and take you seriously when you're a comedian?" I'm like, everything ain't joking. I'm like, do you just dream about fixing fucking cars every night? You just
I would love to date a comedian. Yeah, like
You know
how
what I'm
happy would you
saying?
be if you dated someone like
I pull so many pranks on my boyfriend. It's like not funny.
Right. I'm funny at the wrong times. You know,
Right.
like at the wrong time.
He doesn't find me funny anymore though either. It's like, oh, it's another joke.
Yeah.
It's the comedian again.
Yeah.
Just never a dull moment.
Yeah, it's gonna suck when you have to go to the post office.
It's
and change
when
your
you make a
address.
little comedian is where the problem comes.
Me change
in.
my address?
Yeah, you're gonna have to
I'm
change your
looking for a
address.
new place to stay. I hate my apartment. Please,
Well, what-
I already got the
Well, look,
address. What you mean?
Whatever you put in your GPS an hour ago.
And I'm pretty sure between me and Kyla, we can get in this trailer. Can't we? We can get in here.
I got a couple of couches.
I got a couple of screwdrivers.
There we go.
It's a manufactured home, but whatever you want to call it.
I'm sorry. I'm from the South. My mom lives in one too. We call them all trailers, baby. It's okay.
It is 8,200 square foot, though.
It is. It's a double wide. That's
it
what that
has,
means.
we put hardwood flooring in there. We have stripper cocaine white couches. We have big screen TVs. We have premium sound.
Listen, I grew up in that. I'm not bad mouthing it. My mom still lives in one. It's
Right,
okay.
it's nice. I'm renovating
On
right
14 acres. We might have to move that bitch down to Lorman, Mississippi.
now. I got 2.1.
I got 2 ponds.
Ooh, you got a pond?
2.
There's pond. Everybody else has ponds, so I just go to their ponds. I didn't want to dig one.
Engineer, baby, I'll dig us one.
You digging me one?
Hell yeah.
We have like a high side and a
He's
low
digging it.
side. And
I
all
can
that
drive
shit?
a backhoe and a dump truck.
Can you really?
I can.
Shit. I'm about to throw my
You
life
about to
away
get a
right
pond?
now.
We can make it a swimming pool.
I'm gonna quit my
Nah,
job.
I got to see the bottom of it.
I just promote you every day.
Hell yeah.
That's what I do. I'll be your
Teamwork
social
make
media.
the dream work. Be my number one
Yeah.
fan. I'm gonna be your biggest supporter.
Just hand you cigarettes all day.
You damn right.
Get
No,
terrible. It's good bad.
Oh, more whiskey.
Hey, do you guys need a refill on ice, whiskey?
can I
Coke?
get a refill?
Bum, 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 bum.
What
This
do
is how we became really good friends. The
Do
first
y'all
time
have,
I went over
y'all
to
don't
her
have.
house.
I got the feeling they don't have Ubers out here.
No, we can't even get the pizza delivered out here. You
Oh,
believe
no,
that
not
shit?
the
Feels like at
pizza.
home.
We can't get pizza delivered out. You can't get anything delivered out here. It sucks. We
So
can
how
get-
long have we been on? Almost 2 hours. You're enjoying this, huh?
Y'all got
I
a
love it.
deadline or something? Y'all got somewhere to
I got
be?
a
or what?
curfew.
You do?
Just with the bathroom. I told y'all I'm over 41 and my bladder just don't work like it used to. I drink a
Okay.
little bit. I pee a lot of it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm sorry.
That's just what happens.
I'm enjoying this. too.
You pee.
I
Go
didn't
tell
want
you.
this on my podcast.
I don't care. He said anything.
If you want, go ahead and plug whatever you want to plug, because we're gonna make clips of all this shit and put money behind it and get 10,000 views. Plug whatever you want to plug, and we'll wrap it up.
Mhm.
And then you can set an alarm in your phone to call an Uber at 8 a.m. in the morning, and we'll work it out.
It's gonna feed you the chicken on a stick.
We'll work it out. I'll call in to work. It's fine. I got vacation time.
No, baby, we going to work. That's what we gonna do. I don't have a job. We going to work. I'll be here when you get off. You going
I'm trying to
work,
quit
though.
my job. I
No.
need to. I'm not trying to work.
You need to put more money into me then if you want to quit your job. I mean, I'll take care of us both, but we got the
I
two
need to-
negatives don't make a positive in this situation.
I heard we're about to get like a stimulus check. I've been
we?
good on that for like 2 years. Yeah.
You got kids?
No, I ain't got no kids.
Well, how the hell? What? You getting what, 1,200?
I don't know.
You don't know? That's already don't know. I got you.
I don't know. I could sell.
I'll see for you.
I'll sell some shit. I don't know. I got some stuff I
That's
could sell.
love. You gonna sell for me, huh?
Yeah.
Just don't sell you.
How much of a budget do you need a month from me to live a comfortable life?
I'm easy. You just go ahead and give me just pay all my bills.
I feel like whatever I provided you, it wouldn't be enough after 6 months. You'd be like, look, motherfucker, you need to get your ass out there and hustle a little better because I
No.
need this, this, and this.
No, I'm very easy to please.
Really?
Very easy. I'm simple.
How easy?
Not that easy. Like that.
We're getting too deep.
No, not too deep. We can go deeper.
She just said, "Don't quit your job yet."
Yeah, not yet. Unless you're gonna bring a rich girlfriend in. Don't quit your job.
I got insurance and shit.
For real, I could be a beneficiary.
I could put you on it. I'll put you on the insurance fund.
Hey, y'all, the game is over. I'm officially off the market. He said paperwork. That's my favorite word. What is your last name?
It's on the road of your GPS.
Okay, well,
The name of the podcast we're on, Nikki.
I don't know. I just met them today, y'all. My bad, Mr. Krohn. We have to change this shit to Coleman Podcast. I'm not changing my name again.
You do need your own podcast.
Do I? Oh, you think so?
We can do it in the apartment.
Hell yeah.
Or we'll do it just here. We'll do it here. We'll take over.
Hell yeah, this is my house. What you mean? You gonna get a key?
Oh shit! You gonna get a key?
Hell yeah, I
I'll be
gotta
the
give
rich
my-
girlfriend. How
gotta
about
give her
that?
a
I'll work
key.
for all of
Like,
us.
girl, I locked myself out. Bring me the extra key to my shit. He ain't even at home. He out with the other dude. I don't even care.
The first time I hung out with Nikki, like, I came over to me, and so I work in Slidell, and I was like, I'm gonna pick us up some daiquiris. She was like, okay. She didn't expect that I brought like these giant ass large daiquiris, and then we just started smoking and talking comedy. I was like, I think this is a new friend, like friend.
Uh-oh. I'm messy.
Yeah. See, that's what it is. You make me look.
See stuff like that, Nikki. Sometimes I get a little temper.
Do you?
Be like, yo, you spilled some goddamn Coke on my table.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
How'd you like me to clean that, Daddy? I'm here all night.
Until the Uber comes at 8 a.m.
Uber comes at 8 a.m.
Yeah, I'll pay half of that Uber too.
Half of it. Oh God, I live in Biloxi. That's a lot of half.
Oh shit!
For that much, that'll fill up my tank. What is that? A Corolla? It's a Corolla. It gets 17 miles to a half a gallon.
I got good credit and everything. Look,
For real. Ding, 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 ding. Hello.
She starts cleaning the table.
Hell yeah, I'm sorry, baby. I ain't mean to make a mess.
Don't worry about that. It's just
No, I have OCD. You can ask
Here,
her. I
look,
have
you
OCD.
can use a cigar.
Wait, do you have the type of OCD where you like clean the shit out of everything?
Her apartment is very organized
Really?
and clean.
That was
and
my next
everything.
question.
That's what I'm saying. I had no
And it
idea she didn't
smells
have a
good.
vacuum.
It smells
Like,
good
it's
all the
clean.
time.
It's very clean in there.
I'm risking it all. tonight.
And I can only make your credit better.
Really?
Mhm.
You good with finance?
Am I?
Yeah.
I just ain't got no money to manage.
Yeah. Well, you got to spend less than you're taking in or something. I don't know. I forgot what the rule was.
Tell the VA that.
Yeah, no, the VA. My mom worked for the VA. She's the
Your
enemy
mom-
of the people. Yeah, I know.
Really,
She-
tell her to hook me up. I'm waiting on the increase. Mother-in-law, it's gonna benefit us both.
Yeah. I kind of want you to meet my parents tonight. Let's get this whole shit.
Hell
You
yeah.
just gotta
Let's get
walk
this
down
whole
the
thing-
street and we can knock on the door.
Mimo.
Hey, where do you think my parents live?
That's what I said. They're
Right
like down the
next door.
street.
Next door.
Yeah.
They're next
We'll just
door.
walk
No
right
shit.
over.
They're probably watching right now in disgust,
Hey,
like calling
Mom.
the preacher. My mom is old school Christian.
Oh
so,
Jesus.
like Southern Baptist. Like, you ever seen Waterboy, Bobby Boucher's
Oh,
mom?
yeah.
It's Bobby Boucher's mom.
She's the devil lady.
Oh, you watching that TV?
He needs to watch my challenge I did. That you remember at the end of it, my cousin said she the devil.
Oh, God. Nikki's videos, they're my favorite. They're like one of the few podcasts that I listen to. But I've had like 2 of y'all shows on listening, like on my way to work and stuff. But I love listening to Nikki's videos, just like, good morning. And she gets me ready for work. And I was like, yeah, these motherfucking assholes. That's right.
You're too quiet over there. What are you doing?
He's hitting buttons.
What you want to talk about?
What you want to talk about? What's on your mind?
I asked all my questions.
How is it? And what instrument do you play, sir?
I mainly play guitar.
Guitar. Okay. How did you get into that? Was it
John
Guitar
Mayer.
Hero or was it Rock Band?
Oh, those are way after my time.
Yeah.
No, but what made you want to be a musician, sir? Go ahead and tell us.
Just throwing a guitar around on stage.
Yeah, let me tell you something about Mitchell since he's being modest right now. Mitchell has played, this guy's played more shows than anybody in the state of Mississippi.
High five, hell yeah.
The reason I met Mitchell is because he put on house shows off Roddenberry, back behind the VA kind of. I went over there and we would throw beers at the wall and play in metal bands and stuff at his house, and he was in like some indie rock bands and stuff, and he toured around, and I went on a couple tours with him over the years, and we did some wild shit. We saw the country together, isn't that right, Mitchell? We saw the entire country.
We did.
We went on 2.5. It was 2.5 weeks.
It was like 3 weeks.
Yeah, 3 weeks.
Y'all spent 2.5 weeks together, and I can't get a text back from anybody.
In a van.
I'm trying to see what I'm doing wrong.
We're not in the band. We're just comedians.
That's what it is.
No, that was the question I wanted to ask earlier, because you had mentioned about the getting the difference in the respect between the comedians. Have you ever done a show where the comedians come up in between the bands?
I have, and so
it does not go well.
No, that's not true. So the guy that I ended up doing, I did it a couple of times, and so I was kind of seeing the guy, and he would be performing at like Boondocks. He did Boondocks a couple of times, and so like in between like him changing strings, I would do like a good like 3, 4, 5 minute bit. And it would be funny and it would be great. One time we did it for my birthday and it was really fantastic. We just had like really good chemistry together.
Was it a full band or was he just
No, it was a guy with a guitar.
Okay, so it wasn't like a full band, like they're taking amps and drums and all this other shit.
No, he was literally just like walking away with his guitar for a minute, and then I would be on stage and then he would come back on. I mean, we would flop over like 2 or 3 times.
Niki, have you ever done an event, performed an event like that was like that?
I have performed an event at a male review. Like before the male stripper came out, I performed in somebody's living room.
Get the fuck out of here.
I have performed with a rapper, a poet, a blues singer, and a comedian. That did not go well at all because you have 4 different genres of, entertainment in the building. You have the younger crowd that come out for the rap artists. You have the eclectic crowd that come out for the poet. You have the crowd that wants to laugh, and then you have the older crowd that wants to listen to the Southern soul singer. And those crowds in one building together does not, because they don't respect when the rapper is on. The older people that don't want to hear that is back there talking and making noise and stuff like that. So,
or they're heckling.
Yeah, unless it's somebody that big names. I don't think it really goes around in Mississippi well like that, because it just, the age difference in the groups and everything like that pulls in different people, and and a lot of people don't like the same things. So
I think maybe if you knew the band and you did a set like based off of your time with the band, I bet that would be really funny.
Now, the show I'm doing Friday is with a Southern soul singer and a rapper. So we'll see how that goes.
Oh, yeah, I saw that on the flyer.
One of the 2 of the Southern soul singers will perform. One had to drop out. He had something else to do, but then they added a female rapper to it. So, I mean, Yayo is a great performer. I've been knowing him for years. He has a following. He has a crowd. The show should be pretty good based on that. Now, as far as how the young lady that's on there, her name is Nisi Red the Goddess. She's a great rapper. You know what I'm saying? But it's not going to be anybody's fault if it doesn't be a good show, because you're pulling in just 3 different types of customers when you do that. So it just is what it is. But that's an older club, and the more upscale 25 and older club. So people, they'll do well in there. But when you just have it 18 and older and you have different crowds, like there were people literally twerking while the comedian and everything was on stage, because they're there for the rap music. And then the people that were there for the poetry, they don't want to hear, a comedian tell jokes. They want to hear poetry. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only problem I have with mixing genres, I don't know how it works on the coast, but that's where, Jackson and stuff like that.
Earlier, I think we had asked it, but how new to the coast did you say you were?
I just moved here in August of last year. But this is my 3rd time living here. I've lived here the first time when I was stationed at Keesler in the Air Force, and the second time I used to work for NASA.
What brought you back to the coast?
My spirit. Like, I could have chosen anywhere to move. I want to be by the water. I love water. And then I'm not that far from my mom. My mom is about 3.5 hours away.
Okay.
And she's by herself. Well, she has my son with her right now, and he's 14. So I'm not too far away, so I like it.
Yeah.
And I ride motorcycles as well.
Just
I
like
drag
us.
race motorcycles as well.
We're close to our mamas.
You close to your mama's? I mean, like he's.
I mean,
literally,
his lives next door.
like,
His
right
is like
next
50
door.
feet away.
I'm about
but-
to go ask her what she cook in a minute. Shit, I'm hungry.
She's probably cooking fish sticks right now.
No, I
Yeah.
don't eat fish sticks.
She puts them on the tray.
Yeah, somebody at
Okay.
work
Raise
was
the
talking
tray,
about fish
put 'em
sticks
in
the
the
other
oven.
day too.
Put a little ketchup on there.
They only eat fish
And she
sticks
cut
'cause they
them
don't
up
know how
too,
to
just like
fry
you
their
like.
own
That's how you
fish.
like it? Are you hinting me,
She
baby?
cuts
That's
them
how
up.
you like it?
She got the grease.
He has to put ketchup
She
on the
puts
side.
it, she don't waste the grease. She makes sure the grease stays on there.
Does she?
Yeah.
That's your favorite,
He's so
isn't it?
excited for it.
You like the peanut butter with the crust cut out too, don't you?
Yeah. I
Look at
like
that smile.
crust.
That's that peanut butter with the crust.
Ma, the crust is off. Hey, look. Y'all got anything y'all want to plug? We need to wrap this
Just
up.
the show Valentine's
Okay.
Day, and so like I said, it's the first time that's really like something at this stature has happened. I think within the community, and I think we've already gotten such a great reception for it. We only got a few tickets left. Like literally, we only have like a handful of tickets left
Are
to
you just
sell.
are you just saying that? Or are you being
No,
for real?
I'm being
You
for
should- you
real.
should
I
come.
was there.
You
I
should get a
tried to
ticket.
tell Mitchell to get
I
y'all
will.
tickets.
You need a ticket.
Is it Valentine's Day?
Yes.
Where you gonna be at Valentine's Day?
So first of all, I got a lot of really nice shirts in the closet, right?
Okay, she bought them,
Huh?
and she bought them. That's okay.
Bottom?
You know,
No,
let me
bought them.
let me tell you
Did
something.
she buy them?
Oh, I thought she said that she a bottom.
I said no. We're gonna end this conversation on. I have a show on February the 12th at Club 34 with Big Yayo. On Saturday, I have a show at Trax in Ocean Springs, and Sunday you can catch me at the Chandelier Brewing Company with my girl Kyla for the Murder Mystery Extravaganza dinner on February the 14th. That is Valentine's Day. And on Monday, then again, I'm back at the District on the Alley at 8 o'clock with Grown Up Comedy.
Yeah.
It's your girl comedian Niki Coleman. I love you guys.
Yeah.
Peace.
We'll make an ad out of that. Well, look,
Hell
I got something I got to plug.
Go ahead, baby.
I got something I got to plug.
Show everybody.
Oh, and I'm gonna be on Open Micers the 18th. I completely forgot about that. Sorry, Jacob and Jason. I will be on Open Micers next week on
well,
the 18th.
I got what is it? What is the date, Mitchell? February 10th. My bedroom. Me and Nikki. We're gonna do. We're not, that's
No,
tonight.
that's the
I don't
14th.
know what I'm saying.
That's
Yeah,
the 10th.
that's tonight. We don't want to do that. Look.
If it's one night stands you're looking for, I will not call you tomorrow or any other day.
Bullshit. You better send me some emojis or something.
He said send
You're not gonna leave me over here hurt. Like, well, why did she call me back?
It was just the
hell?
thumbs up emoji. Like, good job.
The check mark.
100.
But seriously, we got March 27th, KrohnKast Palooza. I don't know if you
Nice.
guys have heard of that?
Nice.
No.
I've seen y'all advertise for it.
Yeah, it's at the juke joint. We got
Nice.
Silent Trust, Northern Light Suplex.
What are y'all doing? Just playing music?
Yeah, we're just playing music, and let me tell you what we're doing.
What you doing?
We got Special K hosting the damn thing.
Okay.
We got podcast stations. Yeah,
Nice.
You don't know about that. We got podcast stations.
Okay.
So if you guys want to come out, we're
Oh my
gonna be
God,
doing
bet.
live interviews in between the sets and
Bet.
everything.
Baby, I'm wherever you want me to be.
It's gonna be
Right.
the whole thing's gonna be live streamed.
We'll put you in the calendar.
I'll put you on the guest list, even though it's a free show.
But
Hell yeah.
we'll get behind the rope that's not there.
That's right. Bring some of that extra caution tape from me.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I have some gloves for the murder mystery.
I got a guy telling girls like, "Sorry, we're full. We're at capacity. You can't come in." You know,
Oh,
We're gonna
okay.
try to keep girls.
But then we're gonna be able to come
yeah,
in.
but
Though.
y'all are gonna be moved to the front
Okay,
of the line.
right. There we go. All right,
yeah.
that's how things
I
work,
like it.
though.
It's basically gonna be me with a
Mhm.
clipboard and a black shirt.
I like it. And the word security
We're full.
misspelled on your back.
Yeah, I'm telling all my ex-girlfriends they can't come in. Like, we're full.
I got them. We're gonna charge them double.
Beat their ass. Niki, Coleman, Kyla, Grace.
Oh, my
Kyla,
God.
Grace. Thank you guys for coming on.
Thank you
You're
so
welcome.
much
Thank
for
you for
having
having us.
us.
You're
Oh, this
awesome.
was so fun.
Thank you guys for being here.
We'll do
You're
another.
welcome.
We'll do another
Blast.
podcast at 8 a.m. in the morning when I cook eggs.
Hell yeah, I don't even
With
eat
your mom.
breakfast.